Tolu Smith here. Make sure y'all subscribe to my boy Downtown Deuce ASAP. Come on, man.
Destination restoration. Destination restoration. Destination restoration. Destination restoration. It's our time. Can you feel the elevation? We on a mission on vacation. Time to create the separation. Championships and motivation. 313 need no explanation. Miss me with all that conversation. We ready for the confrontation. Counting down to our destination. The final destination. Together all the time together. It's us against the world, it don't get no better. We turned it around, that was the beginning. Coming for the crown, you know we winning. Time to put in the work, I'm about to go berserk. Taking our prisoners, it's my time. Yeah, I know that it hurts. Tearing break out the church, you don't wanna see me in my prime. The mission is to reach, we're caught in everything. In the city, supporting the dream. Vision new I never seen, we deserve to be king. It's all or nothing, no in between. The clock is ticking and I hope you're listening. Don't touch me cause I'm sizzling. Physicality is tipping and mentality is menacing. The dog pound body's crippling. Now the clock is ticking and I hope you're listening. Don't touch me cause I'm sizzling. Physicality is tipping and mentality is menacing. The dog pound body's crippling. To the elevation. We on a mission on vacation. Time to create the separation. Championships and motivation. 313 need no explanation. Miss me with all that conversation. We ready for the confrontation. Counting down to our destination. The final destination.
Detroit basketball. Man, oh man, oh my God. What a game. Everybody, welcome back to another episode of Downtown Deuce Show with the boss. The boss is back in the building, y'all.
Hi, everybody.
What's up, boss?
I missed you guys. What a great way to come back. What a great game. Fantastic game. Good
Amazing game. Chat is going crazy. We see y'all in the chat. We already getting super chats. Doug, what's up, my guy? Doug comes out the gate, says, imagine if Jaden could play now. We are good. We're going to get to that, Doug, for sure. Because there was a lot going on in that fourth quarter, specifically defensively, that the Sixers were doing. That had Jaden not been there, we looked a little different. So we'll get to that later. Doug, shout out to you as always, bro. The OG, who was always here with us, been a Pistons fan for about 50, 60 years. So we had to get you in first, brother. Appreciate you, man. Guys, what a game, man. We see you guys' comments. We see all you guys' comments. Boss is going to try to get to as many of them as we possibly can. Y'all know the drill. If we miss you, repost it, capitalize it, super chat, whatever you want to do. Just let us know what's up, and we'll try our best to get to you. Man, oh, man, because you guys are in deep tonight. Whew. Okay, before we go any forward, boss, did you want to share your eventful experience? Because you went to the Nuggets game last. That's why you weren't here last game, because you were at the Nuggets game, the NBA Cup game with the Nuggets and the Warriors. Did you want to share with everybody what kind of happened at that game and what happened outside of the game?
Sure. It's just my, just my punishment for not being here to be on the pod. But went to the game, saw Aaron Gordon's crazy crossover dunk in person, which was so cool.
Yeah.
Bummed I didn't get to see Steph, but I was excited to see guys like Draymond and Butler and all of them.
Yep.
And made it home. Thought I was gonna make it home unscathed. I went to the bathroom. I was washing my hands, and someone fell behind me. I went to help her up and turned around, and my phone was gone. And I was like, "Oh, I just fell for that." But good news is security found it outside the next morning, so my phone is back. I was mostly just that because I had pictures of like all these stars I'm seeing, on the court.
Yeah.
So what am I gonna do without my personally taken Draymond Green photo? But luckily, all good, all fine, and I'm just gonna have to be extra alert
For sure. I'm just glad you got your phone back because I could tell you was like really pissed off about it. He was trying to contain it, but I could tell you was really like annoyed by it.
Yeah,
so I'm glad you still had it.
I was. Thank you.
For sure. So next time, just stay here. I sent her the what was it? The Rick James, Dave Chappelle gift when she was like, I'm trying to decide if I want to go. I'm just like, just come on. Just come on to the pod. But she did. She got her phone back, so it don't matter.
Yeah.
We still want to go ahead.
I was just saying, once I saw Steph wasn't playing and then Draymond and Butler were both on the list, I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd rather stay home and watch the Pistons beat up the Nets.
Yeah.
But yeah, it ended up being okay. But the universe would be like, hey, here's your lesson. So
right. So next time,
around for the most of November, though. I have one other game at the end, but for this winning streak that we're going to continue on, I'll be here.
Listen, if we're still on that winning streak, you can't go nowhere.
No.
Like I'm demanding, because I can't make you do anything, that you be here if we're still on the winning streak, because we got to keep it going.
Yeah.
But yeah, Boss is free. She's back. Y'all know what's up, man. So all right, before we get into this game, guys, I want to say this too. Rest in peace to Lenny Wilkins.
Oh yeah.
Rest in peace to Lenny Wilkins, man. Legendary NBA coach, the third most winningest coach in NBA history, passed away today. I think he was 88. So was really a pillar for this game, for the NBA as a whole. Got it done. He was a great coach. So many guys, signed off on him and talked about how good of a coach he was. So we lost a legend today. So I wanted to send some love and prayers to his family. And yeah, man, rest in peace to Lenny Wilkins for sure. For sure. So we'll leave that there. All right, guys. So now let's go ahead and get to tonight's game. Man. Okay. So the Pistons just concluded their road matchup with the Philadelphia 76ers, and they pick up their sixth straight win, 111-108, to improve to an East best 8-2 on the regular season. So quickly, injury report. Joel Embiid was out for this game. Tonight was the second night of a back-to-back for the Sixers. So he was out with left knee management. I don't think he plays on back-to-backs, right?
No,
Pretty sure he doesn't.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Marcus Sasser update, guys. Also, and it's not really a good one, not a good one. He's still dealing with that right hip issue, and we got news that he's going to be evaluated in 4 weeks. So he's going to be out for at least a month, and that hip is a lot worse than I think any of us thought. So that's unfortunate for him. Get well soon, Sass.
Yeah.
And then additionally, too, on the Pistons front as well, as far as their front court, Tobias Harris missed his fourth straight game with an ankle sprain. And Isaiah Stewart missed tonight's game also with an ankle sprain. His ankles was killing us, man, even with Ausar, which we'll get to. Yeah. So without either of those two guys available at the four, the Pistons had to go with Ron Holland. Or they didn't have to, but they went with Ron Holland. And he started the second half of last game, I think it was, at the four. So even though he's not a natural four, he's shown that he has the versatility to play multiple spots. And he did a decent job tonight at the four spot. But the silver lining of all of that is the injuries is that it meant more chances for guys like Paul Reed, Bobi Klintman. And to that point, guys, before I get into some details and let Boss take off, JB Bickerstaff actually talked about the Pistons injuries today and why he was happy with the way this team is constructed. And we actually have that here by way of Omari Sankofa. Shout out to Omari. Mm-hmm. He said, JB on Stewart being out. He said, all hands on deck, as they say. We're down quite a few bodies, but what we thought coming into this year is the strength of our depth. Said Klintman is among the players who have earned an opportunity with Isaiah Stewart out. So guys, really quickly, I hope now that at this point, nobody is expecting the Pistons to make a trade, just to make a trade, because the Pistons message now is loud and clear. They love the depth of this team. When guys get hurt, you can't really say next man up with confidence if you don't have depth. And so the Pistons, they are all in on building a deep team. Coach just made that point. So I just say that to say this. Do not expect the Pistons to make a trade for a guy like Lauri Markkanen, for example, who trading for would essentially require losing 2 or 3 guys minimum.
Losing our depth. The depth
losing,
that we're building.
Exactly. That it would negate the whole purpose and the whole plan of what we have. So especially with our biggest need at the starting four kind of being filled now, with a guy like Isaiah Stewart kind of looking more and more like that starting four of the future. And especially too when the Pistons get more playmaking back with J.I., I just don't see them making that kind of a move. It just doesn't make sense. So do you have any reaction to that?
I mean, I just agree with you. And I've never been in the camp to trade away our young guys for a temporary star. So I like where we're at, and I totally agree. So
Yeah, man. It's like, especially for a guy who isn't defensive minded, right? He doesn't fit the Pistons' identity, like defensively. So, and especially when their GM is Danny Ainge, like he doesn't make any trades unless he's fleecing you. So we know Trajan Langdon ain't going for that. So I'm only bringing that up, guys, because a lot of these proposals that I see about trades, they make absolutely no sense. I'm just trying to provide some clarity as to why we're more than likely not going to see that kind of move get made. The Pistons pulling the trigger for any of these kind of mock trades. I wouldn't be surprised, boss, if the only move that we make this year is a small one, a small move, if they make one at all. Right. You know, unless they get a trade that's just too good to pass up. I just don't see them doing that based on what coaches said and what they're trying to do.
Right. And they said it from the start. Trajan said that he wants to build around the young core. So don't expect guys like Ivy to be traded. Stu, anyone that was in our starting five last year, Ausar, Ron, this is what he means. If anything, it will be small little pieces. Like we just made that small little move by signing Isaac Jones. Yep. And I don't know much about him. I trust their decision. Who knows about, people were like, well, this means bees. Who knows what the moves are going to be. We tend to keep our guys at least two ways or in the area, around. Yep. So yeah, I don't expect any moves, and I'm okay with that. Right now, we're thriving, and we'll get into it, but I think tonight was our best game of the season in terms of offensive cohesion. We didn't rely just on one person. So,
and that the last part, what you just said, like we had guys down. And we don't win this game without our depth, without other guys stepping up. That's how I'll get to it. We'll get to it. But that's a great sign for what this team is trying to build as far as having a deep team, next man up, whoever's on the court can get it done. And you don't have that if you make a big trade. Paper says, Laurie don't fit. Nope. Big trades ride with this team. Exactly. And especially when you're getting wins with guys down, you can't do it without depth. You cannot. So if it ain't broke, right? Don't fix it. All right. So with that, guys, one more thing. I gotta give my dog some love. Dominique Davis coming through as always, showing love. I can't even see my face, man, because he got this comment. We about to get to it. I appreciate you, bro. Dominique says, good all around win. Everybody who got on the floor contributed except Bobi, unfortunately. I actually agree with you about 90%. But I agree. He didn't play well. Cade remains clutch in the second half, and Duren still being a beast in the middle. I'm loving this team. You have any reaction to that, boss? Because once again, Dominique is dead on again.
Dead on. And I agree with all the points. I think that Bobi got some minutes, which is what he needs, but we can't throw him in a time like we did. I think that's what we learned from that. And Cade remains clutch in the second half. Yep. And then, we'll talk about it more, but I thought Duren, I thought the biggest test for Duren was going against a big like Embiid. He didn't have Embiid tonight. He had Drummond, who we talked about, just different body types, different assets, and he was more athletic than Drummond, and he showed it.
Right, for sure. So Dominique, we're going to get to all these points individually. So when we get to them, if you don't want to super chat, that's cool. Just throw us a message in the chat with caps, so we can get you involved in the conversation as we get to these points, because you're right about all of these. So I appreciate you, bro, as always, man. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get to some initial thoughts. And boss, I will let you lead it off without getting too deep into the box, individual guys, just the overview of what you saw, initial reaction, initial thoughts. What did you see in this game?
Well, first I have to say, go Lions.
Facts.
Lions offense also popped off today. I didn't necessarily love what we were showing on defense, but I loved our offense. And so way to come back and do that. And, it was nice to go literally 20-minute transition from Lions to Pistons.
Yeah. And to get wins on both fronts.
Just had to shout them out. But
shout out to the Lions, man.
This game I was nervous about. And we talked about it a little bit because I know that we play them again on Friday for the Cup game. And we kind of discussed if we lose tonight, that's okay. We're a team that learns from our mistakes. It was brought up maybe whoever loses tonight wins big on Friday. I'm just glad that we pulled it out with both. And we started off really, really well, faded in the second, had big runs in the third to stay in it. And a lot of that was Caris. Caris kept us above and then got us back in at certain times. And then, close it out in the fourth, barely, but we did it, and we did it smartly. Yeah. It was a very physical game, which I appreciated. The refs, did call some questionable fouls on both sides, I would say. Yeah. And maybe some questionable no calls more so. Yeah. But they let them play physical, which is huge because I like the Sixers. The Sixers are a fun team. There's a couple players I dislike, but as a whole, I really like them. And there's a couple players I love, but yeah, they're a fun team. So I knew it was going to be a challenge, and we really, we kept it up. It was a fast-paced game most of the time. The whistles were the only thing that slowed it down. Both these teams like to run, so it was very, very fun to watch. And after Cade popped off, after Cade's dunk, I was like, we need to win this. Now we need to. And then I wanted to just, shove it in Oubre's little face, his little smiles and points and giggles.
And where it don't shine. Go ahead, you can say it.
Yeah. but yeah. So I'm just thrilled with how it turned out, and it was my kind of basketball. It was really fun.
Yeah. Really fun. It was a fun game for sure. Mm-hmm. I want to shout out to, and if I'm saying your name wrong, my apologies. Let me know how I pronounce it. Is it Camille Cursat? So let me know. But either way, super duper chat. I appreciate you, bro. Says Detroit basketball is 6:38 a.m. So I can't shout right now. It's okay. That's why I do the intros, guys. Like, you guys can live through me if you can't really be loud in your own crib. So I appreciate the super chat, brother. If you have another comment you want to throw in, or one or two more, by all means do so, and we'll get to you. We appreciate the support, my brother, for sure. So appreciate you. And also let us know where you are chiming in from. Where are you located, bro? Let us know that as well. So I appreciate you, man.
I think this is Turkey. I think Camille's from Turkey.
Is it Turkey?
I might be wrong. Because I might be getting you confused with another fan.
I'm not bilingual, so I don't know.
No, I think it's Turkey.
Okay, let us know.
Yeah. And then I just want to get to this real quick before I miss it. Let me find the comment. Drew Thomas, why did they give B-Ball a tech? I thought that was hilarious. I think he was mostly talking. It was with him and Adam Bona, who is kind of a little bit of a hothead, but we like hotheads around here, so it's fine.
Right.
Even Blaha, I think I quoted it. Blaha was like, give me a break after they gave him a tech. And then he had a
I didn't catch that.
So it was awesome.
Okay.
But I just wanted to answer that before I got away. So Drew saw that I saw his question, and I noticed it as well. So it was a tech for, I guess, getting under Adam's skin. So.
I guess. Yeah. But that's what we do by nature. So I ain't even mad about that at all. Okay. So as far as what I saw, right? So to me, the sign of a good team is one that can win in different ways, right? Sometimes it's going to be a track meet. Sometimes it's going to be a shootout. And sometimes it's going to be a slugfest, bloodbath like it was tonight. And the Pistons are showing that they can win however, right? They've won. They've had games where they put up 135. They've had games where they put up 100, 110, like they did tonight, 111, right? So they're just, this very young team is growing before our eyes, guys. They are growing before our eyes. I give coach a lot of credit for coaching these guys up. And I give the players credit, man, for just working on the games and taking their previous experiences and applying them to in-game situations, man. This is a very competitive game, very entertaining game from beginning to end. And like I said, it was a slugfest as far as the play style. And it was back and forth. Like, neither team could really separate or pull away from the other. The Pistons would get down, they cut it back, they cut into it, they take the lead. The Sixers come back. It was just a very back and forth game. Both teams trying to impose their will and not really either able to. So I just like that the Pistons, and if you guys remember really quickly, when the Pistons won 14 games that offseason, Greg Kelser said, when you lose that many games, you're finding ways to lose.
Yeah.
You're finding ways to lose. And the Pistons, they had the talent. They just didn't have any direction. They didn't have a coach to help teach them how to win. And they didn't have veterans on the team to help guide them to those wins as well. So now we're seeing with the growth, the internal growth, right? Being patient with these guys and letting them cook a little bit, make the mistakes along the way. We're seeing them grow. So that's what I love, probably more than anything in this game. That was one of the greatest things. The officials were buns this game, absolute buns. Cade probably going to have a few more welts on his arm after the night. It was ridiculous, man. But it was crazy. Like, it was just like, bro, just call the game the same way. Like, Ausar Thompson goes up for a dunk. He gets bumped, no call by Kelly Oubre. And then on the next play, the very next play, Maxey drives to the hoop. Cade's got his hands up, moving step to step. They call a foul. Like, come on, bro. Like, you got to call it both ways, man. Exactly. That was ridiculous tonight. Is anything like that you saw?
Yeah, and I mean, I talked to you about it. The way that Oubre was on Cade the whole game, Ausar would have been called. That's how Ausar wants to defend. He called those fouls, so he's had to learn how to guard with his hands down. But somehow Oubre can hold on to Cade's arm the whole time. But
you
know what? again, they set a tone. It worked out in the second half. It worked out in the end. Because I think that's why, we got into early foul trouble because, again, we play hard defense just like the Sixers. And then the Sixers got to keep their hard defense. We kind of pulled back in the second half or second quarter. And then in the second half, we were like, well, just screw it. Like, that's why I don't mind that we had, a bunch of guys in foul trouble because that just meant that they were being physical. So that last foul on Duncan that got him kicked out, I was like, come on.
Yeah, that was crazy, bro. That was wild.
This is the forehead whack to Maxey. I'm like, you gotta be a little smarter than that.
But that was one of the few things. That was one of the few mistakes. We're gonna get to him too for sure.
Yeah.
Camille says, good pronunciation, my friend. I know it was hard for you. And yes, Sarah, good memory. I'm Turkish. All right, man. Well, listen. So we both are right. I take a little pride in that. That's what's up. I'm not very good, but I'm not bilingual. So I took a shot. Glad that I was able to get it correctly. Thank you for the super chat, bro. If you got more comments, come with them for sure. We appreciate you. And Sarah is always on the games. No surprise there. Boss doing boss things. I want to give a shout out to my guy Prince in the building. What's up, Prince? We got to have you on the show one of these days, man, for sure. You've been showing love and support. I've been seeing you over there at Pistons, Jack, and all those guys too. So got to have you on the show soon, bro. Appreciate you, man. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get to some more. So a few more things that I saw in this game, boss. I want to give the six. I don't know what's going on with your camera. It don't like you right now.
Sorry about my camera.
It's all good. It's all good. Okay, so I got to give the Sixers some credit. I got to give them credit because they're pesky. They're pesky, man. They're a pesky defensive team. They play hard. They play together defensively. And they also, like us, I was noticing, they like to get out in transition.
Yeah.
So the Pistons, they couldn't be careless in this game with the basketball. But they're just very disruptive. You didn't see the Pistons tonight. You didn't see the offense running like a well-oiled machine like it normally does. The Pistons played well, but it was tougher. Everything was tougher tonight because the Sixers' effort defensively is just good. Like even out of the pick and roll with Cade and JD, the passes weren't getting through as easily. You could see them getting hands on the ball, them deflecting it, or them getting in the passing lane and things like that. So, and even on a break, when the Pistons were trying to get out in transition, which was often, the pass had to be on time, on target. Like the window was small because the Sixers, they were swatting those passes out of bounds. They were getting steals out of our transition opportunities. They were getting steals. So even the transition defense was good. They all sprint back on defense, right? And they were able to knocked away, I think, a lob in transition that we had. So they were just, right? They were all just trying to get back. They were all just playing hard. The effort was there defensively. So I got to give them credit.
They're handsy.
They're a good team.
And, it's funny because we had to work harder on offense, but I also think it was one of our best offensive shows. Like, I'm so glad that we got it together before this game because this is how the Sixers have been. They've always been pesky. They've been good defenders, but they also, Cade was tripled in the paint at one point. Yeah. And, but these guys are tall. They're big. He was able to convert it to Duren, but there's a lot of times that he wasn't. It was knocked away. Right. So, yeah, I agree with you there. Like, the Sixers, again, they're a good team, but they're going through what we went through for a little bit. They're having issues closing out. The Bulls came back last year. They had a couple overtime games or wins. I think even some of those, one or two was with us too. Yeah. If not overtime, at least the last few minutes. They kind of rely on Maxey to do that. So they're kind of going through those issues. Otherwise, they're fun. And I'm glad that they're doing good this year. Last year was kind of a disappointment with all their injuries. So
Right, for sure. Yeah. We need to, and speaking of that, because we're talking about injuries and stuff, right? So before we get to the box, if you don't have any more comments, I want to just say this. We got to have a serious conversation in chat. We got to have a serious conversation about Joel Embiid and Paul George. These are two guys who were supposed to be, along with Maxey, right? The leaders of the big three for this Sixers team to lead them to the playoffs this year. Everybody talked about it. Let them get healthy. Once they're healthy, they're going to be fine with that three-headed monster. But y'all let me know what you think. But in my opinion, this Sixers team, they look best when they get out and run. The same way we look best when we get out and run. So I honestly don't know how much longer Embiid is going to be on this team or Paul George for that matter, because the best version of the Sixers is when they're doing what the Pistons do, and that's getting out and transition off of the back of their defense. Paul George, at this stage, I love Paul George, but at this stage, and with his age and injury history, I don't know if his game is built for that anymore. And the same thing with Embiid. Right, exactly. I don't know if he can't play on back-to-backs, then what are the chances that he's going to be able to get out and run in transition? He already wasn't doing it before. He's a half-court guy. Yeah. So that doesn't fit with a guy like Tyrese Maxey, who is a speedster, and with a team that is young and active and athletic. I don't know how that fits for either one of those guys. So I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if you see the Sixers making a move, because this team needs to be led by Tyrese Maxey and those young guys.
Yep. That's exactly my thought. That's been my thought for a while. I'm not. Okay. But I said one of the, I dislike a couple players. Embiid is number one. I can't stand him. I don't understand.
He on the fridge?
Him.
No. Is he on the fridge?
Oh yeah. He's like number one on my list. And part of it is also, I don't think he's ever faced Jokic in Denver.
He always seems to run from him. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. So
okay.
So that's just like one of the tropes, and that's just been years of being out here and stuff. And then I just don't like the way his style of play is. He seems almost mad that he's out there. He seems mad to have to play physically. He's an interesting character, and he has been through a lot. But I completely agree with you. I think especially like they have a lot of young talent. They have Maxey. I love Jared McCain. I really like the way the Edgecombe is playing this season. Who I have for Rookie of the Year right now.
Good rookie.
So they have a lot. They don't need him, and then Drummond's there. So I guess the next thing would be like a younger center, and then Bona is maybe on the way. But they gave up Paul Reed, and he's ours now.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Revenge game for Paul Reed, man. I was wondering if they were both going to get one, him and Toby. But Toby was still out. Maybe but that'd have been Friday. Nice.
Maybe Friday.
Maybe off the bench, Tobias can really help give us that scoring punch to get that revenge game. Hint. But yeah, I definitely agree. So let's go ahead, guys. If there's nothing else on with the initial thoughts, boss, we can get to some individual box scores. If you see any comments that stand out, we can do that as well. But I agree. I think Daryl agreed with you here, boss. Edgecombe Rookie of the Year, future superstar. He's definitely got that potential. He's for sure. He's a good player. It's funny. We got a player on our team who's kind of similar to that, who's not playing right now. Anyway, go. Anything else? Go ahead.
Fearless, like Blaha said. He comes out there and you're like, that's a rookie.
Yep.
He hasn't played 10 games yet.
Right.
And they called upon him to make a clutch 3 late.
Yep.
And and he was trusted. He makes good decisions. He's a very smart basketball player. So they got a good one. They got a good one for sure. Good player over there. All right. Okay, boss. We are going to go ahead and transition to some box scores. This should be fun. And you already know where we guys are going to start. Let's start with our MVP, Cade Cunningham, man. Cade Cunningham, guy. Cade Cunningham tonight had 26 points, 11 assists, 4 rebounds, 1 steal, 5 turnovers on 45% shooting, 1 of 4 from 3, 7 of 9 from the free throw line, and 40 minutes. It's a lot. 40 minutes. But what were your thoughts on Cade? He also has some clutch plays per usual. So without going any forward, I'll let you take it from there. I mean, does someone need to go piss him off before a game to get him hot in the first half? Because he really is. But it's just so funny because we talk about Cade needs the respect. The disrespect fuels him. So I'm okay with it right now.
Right.
But in the first half, he was, like I said, he was triple teamed under the basket and was able to get rid of it really fast. I think he made good decisions. He was trying to get to the basket, but they just slowly learned that the Sixers aren't going to let you. So he tried to take some outside shots, wasn't hitting them, turned into assists. Everyone started hitting them in the second half. And then at the end of the third, he went on a run, drove to the basket, got a basket. Then he got his 3-pointer, his 1-3 of the game with a long 3. And then, he just kind of started his fourth quarter effort early and continued that throughout the fourth. And, some of his fouls were silly. I think he's good about staying out of foul trouble. So even when, he does have 4, I think he could have played more, but JB was just being extra cautious just because they were just kind of picking and choosing what fouls to call.
Right.
But obviously, I mean, that dunk,
man,
it's not as late here as it is there, but if it was, I would have woken up all my neighbors. I was just like, there's no way. People in my fantasy football league that I'd never even met were like, Cade,
Yeah.
Like, what was that? So it was just incredible. And he just God, he's just such a leader in terms of turning momentum around, deciding what to do. And my one buddy, I thought for sure he would control it the rest of the way and just, handle it himself. But he made clutch passes to Duren at the end of the game too, to get him that basket. And get him he did it all again. And there's I don't know what to say about Cade.
Incredible. He continues to impress. I'm seeing a bunch of nicknames in here. Cade Cunningham. That's hilarious. I like that one. I got one I'm going to say for you. I have a nickname too for Cade. But yeah, man, like you're right. Like the disrespect seems to fuel him because it seems like it's kind of like a theme now. Like early in the game, he's trying to get his guys going. He's trying to read the defense, figure out how to assess and how to react to the defense and kind of just feeling the game out. But then it's like in the second half, he just, okay. It's kind of like a boxer. When you see guys like for my Tank Davis fans, right? I don't know how many Tank Davis fans are here, but you see him early in fights in the first few rounds. He's not really throwing much. He's not letting his hands go. He's just kind of breaking down his opponent, figuring out the weaknesses, the strengths, and then the later rounds he starts to throw them haymakers and start throwing them hooks instead of just throwing them jabs, right? So he's able to break his guy down. That's kind of what Cade is doing right now. Like he's slowly, just methodically, just feeling the game, feeling what the defense is throwing at him, and then second half when he sees the weaknesses, he's ready to throw. So in that first half, he was the quarterback. He was running the 2-minute drill pretty much. The way quarterbacks run 2-minute drills, he was running a 2-minute drill. What I mean by that is off every missed shot, like he was trying to get out in transition every single time. And all of his passes were for finishes for guys like Ron and Ausar. They were on target for the most part, right? Yeah. And even on made buckets, boss, the Pistons were looking to push that basketball. Even when they saw the ball go through the hoop, they would catch it and run. It reminded me of the Showtime Lakers, for those who remember, of the 80s. They would do that all the time. You come down to get a hoop, they take it out the hoop, and they're just pushing and they're scoring. And immediately erasing your last score. And that stuff is demoralizing. So once again, you got to have defense in order to do that. Even though they were taken out of the hoop sometimes, they want to get out in transition as much as they possibly can. And that's led by Cade. You see his fro kind of like moving back like there's a fan behind him because he's moving so fast trying to get to the hoop. So it's just nice to see that they are leaning all the way in to defense to offense. Like you mentioned, he had those 2 early fouls in the first quarter. I think much like last game, he had 2, or maybe a few games back, had a few early fouls. And that second foul was a BS call on Maxey. But once again, in the first quarter, 2 fouls. Once again, coach trusted him. He didn't pull him and sit him down for the rest of the half. He trusted him and he left him in the game. And as Cade has done before, he didn't pick up that third foul. So he's rewarding coach. Coach trusts him to make the adjustment defensively. And that's growth on Cade's part. But you could just see, man, how disruptive the Sixers were trying to be. Whenever he would get the ball, they would try to get up into him and make things hard. And they play real physical. They try to make you very uncomfortable. Right. And so even though Cade wasn't perfect in this game, I think he handled it fairly well. Yeah. This is one of the better defensive teams we've seen so far this year. And he was able, for the most part, in that first half to get things done. But in that third quarter, he got hot, man. And this is what I tweeted this out earlier. When Cade gets an and one and flexes, it's trouble time. It's trouble time. This is the last 3 or 4 games he's done that. He's gotten out in the break. He'll finish at the hoop and one, and he flex. when you see that, it's like,
he's not letting them lose. He's not letting it happen.
Right. You're right. And he started getting into that bag and getting bucket after bucket after bucket. He had a nice crossover into a spin for a fade. Yeah. He had a nice step back 3. He had a fader from the corner. And it all happened after that and one finish in flex. When he got mad, when I call him my nickname is the Incadable Hulk.
Nice.
The Incadable Hulk.
Love it.
They activated the Incadable Hulk, man. So it's like whenever he gets mad, there's nobody that can stop him. The Incadable Hulk. What y'all think? I think the Incadable Hulk is about to be in full effect, man. So
I like that because he does. Like, again, when he gets mad, that's when it comes out. And and that's when he puts on the moves. He doesn't want to do it to you. He's almost like, I'm gonna play basketball nice. Right. I'm gonna play it nice, just ethical, smooth. And then you tick him off. He's like, all right, fine. Yep. Here it comes.
Yep. You asked for it. Y'all asked for the Incadable Hulk and y'all got him. So, and he capped it off, man. He capped it off a few times. Like he put the nail in the coffin a few times, right? Where he had that poster dunk. And I like, listen, man, I like Andre Drummond. I've liked Andre Drummond since he was a rookie here, right? Even before when he was at Connecticut. I liked him. I liked what he brought to this team. but tonight he was the enemy, and tonight Cade caught a body, and it was none other than on Andre Drummond, man. It was disrespectful, and that's what he flexed again. Dre just tried to get out the way. I think Cade is still surprising people with his athleticism because he doesn't always show it.
Right.
He doesn't always try to get to the hoop and just yam on you.
Right.
A lot of time he's just trying to finish, right? But tonight, he like you said, he got mad. He said, man, F this. Forget this. I'm about to be disrespectful tonight. It's about to be demon time right now. I'm about to start doing hood rat things. So he really got to it, man. And he had a nice fadeaway. When they sent that double, he had the ball. Yep. That double came sprinting to him, and he went right by it. It's kind of like when in football, when they call a blitz and you run up the gut, right?
Yeah.
You overcompensate, right? And that's what he did. He read it well. And as a quarterback, he probably understands how to play that too. He played quarterback when he was younger. So he read the defense, the sprint double came, he ran right past it and got to that midi. He played great, man. Down the stretch, clutch Cade, man. He's continuing to show that MVP level play over and over. And it's like a game to game occurrence now. It's like every game he's doing it in a different way. It's insane.
And he really just reads the game well the whole time.
Yep.
It took till the fourth for him to figure out how to get through the paint because they were defending it so well, and he figured it out. And so did the guys around him. The guys around him were also getting ready for deflections and tip-aways because they knew that, but Cade got what he wanted in the end.
Right.
How Cade plays.
Right.
Just makes the right choices. So like you said, Cade, and gosh, it's just so funny because like when he gets off to a slow start, you're kind of like, oh no.
Yeah.
Is it Cade's off game? Is it his one off game of the season? And then it never is.
For sure. Brandon said when Cade started flexing or the headbutt too. Whenever he headbutts the back, whatever it is, whenever you start clenching, something is coming for sure. Let's get to a few comments here. Organic says you don't want to see it right, like the Hulk, incapable Hulk. You don't want to see him angry. Emperor says he gets all Super Saiyan. That's another one. He gets Super Saiyan. I like that one too. Y'all say great name. Okay, that's what's up. I'm glad y'all rock with the name. Sebastian said Cade dunked all over the past. I love it. I like that. Devin says good name. He said Drummond trash. I'm with Spider Broker. Yeah, I remember that too. Great. We're gonna get to Duncan in a second here for sure. Yeah, so you guys keep the comments coming. Sean says 5 years of suffering is paying off. Thank you, Troy. That's a great point. Troy Weaver, guys, he's the one that brought these guys in. He wasn't perfect, right? He didn't make the best free agent signings and things like that, but he had a plan. Yep. He had a plan. That's why when he drafted Cade and then drafted Jaden Ivey, he got back into the draft. He traded Jeremy Grant for the assets to get Jalen Duren in the draft, in that same draft, a few picks later. And then he got Ausar Thompson. So we got to give him credit for that. The guys that are beginning to show their promise, that are leading us to this 8-2 Eastern Conference best record, is on the backs of the picks of Troy Weaver. So I got to give him credit for that for sure. He gets a lot of flack, and I understand why he gets some of it, understandably, right? But for this right here, his draft picks, he hit on them. Yeah, he hit on them for sure. So I got to give him credit for that. All right, so let's go ahead, guys. And one more thing on Cade. We talk about his offense a lot. And rightfully so. But his defense, man. Cade's defense, bro. The way he's playing defense now with his feet, like staying in front, getting steals, playing passing lanes, and getting out in transition, crashing the glass, like finishing plays, grabbing a rebound, finishing plays. His commitment now to defense was on display again. And it's been on display all year. That two-way superstar ability we talk about is rare. Yeah, it's rare. The way he attacks defensively, it's not like he's just saying, "Okay, I'm going to play defense because I have to." Mm-hmm. He really is just as engaged defensively as he is offensively. That's the crazy part.
Him and LeVert. When Grimes went for that dunk, it was all Grimes overdoing it and bouncing off the rim. But he did that because LeVert was behind him, but he saw Cade coming to him. So just the pressure under the rim was enough for Grimes to miss that. And then, like you said, he gets handsy too. He makes the right decisions. His fouls usually are kind of like maybe those could have been no calls. Like they're never, he stays in front of his guys. He's good at switches. He's fantastic on defense. But you got to be to play for JB. But it starts and ends with him. This team really does, and exactly always.
And that was one of the things Coach said when he first got here. It's like, all right, bro, we're going to need you to be a two-way player for sure. Mm-hmm. Are you willing to do it? Are you willing to work on your body and get your conditioning better so that way you can still be as effective offensively as normal by still giving us that defensive energy?
Yeah.
And Cade said, yep. And he's showing it. Like, he's playing good defense, and you're seeing he's not fading late in the fourth quarter because he's too tight. He played 40 minutes.
Right.
While still giving you the defense to go along with the offense. You cannot do that if you're out of shape.
And I have to say, I have to give it to the Sixers again, because this is a back-to-back, and this is how they play basketball. And they were in it the whole time too. So that's, they are going to be a threat once they just figure out a couple of things. But I mean, I would be exhausted.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like, it wasn't one or the other.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the offense was there for Cade and defensively he was a cone or he wasn't playing. He was getting lit. No, like he brought it on both ends, man. So even though he was getting hacked all night and they weren't calling, you could hear the slaps through the screen. He didn't let that affect his defense though. He still just continued to bring it. So that's what makes him one of the best players in the world, is that he can do it on both sides consistently.
Yep.
Love it. And last thing before we move on, boss, about Cade.
Yeah.
Early, we just talked about it, but early and often in this game, especially in that fourth quarter, though, we saw the Sixers routinely sending double teams at Cade, man.
Triple teams, right? And off the catch, though, even though guys like Duncan Robinson, Ron Holland did a decent job, right? And Javonte Green, even though they all tried to get downhill once Cade would get them the ball off the catch to make something happen, as a whole, collectively, they weren't that great at it tonight. They weren't able to convert a shot or make the right pass to get a good shot. It just didn't happen, right? And that's why the Sixers kept doing it. That's why they kept doing it. So, but when you got a guy like Jaden Ivey, like, because of it, with his speed, with his ball handling, and with his strength, being able to get downhill, he does that better than almost anybody on this team, if not anybody on this team. He would have made the Sixers pay for that. Yeah.
You would not have seen those doubles consistently being thrown at Cade. And Cade has to still go and try and manufacture points out of it. Having Jaden Ivey on the court would have been murder in this game, because it's pick your poison. If you double Cade, Jaden is going to make you pay. Whether it's knocking down the open three, whether it's pump fake and getting to the hoop because they're closing out too hard and dunking like Cade did, or making the right pass out of it. That is exactly what he likes to do. So I was thinking about, if we lose this game, that's a big reason why. We still won it, but you still see the impact of a guy like Jaden Ivey next to Cade Cunningham can have.
Yeah.
I just had to say that.
Yeah. And I agree completely with you. I think that Jaden, because Jaden is an offensive threat, no matter how many people want to forget that. And he's an offensive threat, and he helps take the load off of Cade. That's what's huge about him. And I just want to get this comment by Beastly Arrow that says, Caris should have been able to help with that. Well, first of all, Caris had his best game of the night. Did. And he wasn't on the floor with Cade. I think for like maybe 2 minutes max, they crossed over for a bit. But he was there to help handle the ball when Cade was off the court. So that's just not something we asked of Caris tonight. And I think if they were sharing the floor more, that he would have impacted it, because he was making his shots, and they would have had to make sure that he was guarded as well. For sure. Yeah. I think having a guy like Jaden, who's already played with Cade, even though it hasn't been as much as we like, they have familiarity too. Like, it's hard to put Caris in that spot in the late game situation when he hasn't played with Cade a lot either. So that's working against his team. Go ahead. Clearing it up for me in case I read it wrong. He should have been in to help with that, instead of like he should have. Oh, okay. My bad. Thanks. Yeah. Okay. So we're on the same page then. I see what he's saying now. Either way, I see should have been in to help with that. Okay. My bad. I see what you mean either way, but we actually really benefited from Caris being in when Cade was off the floor tonight, I think. Would have liked to see Danis. Maybe we could have, thrown Danis. Where's Danis Jenkins at, bro? Like, I'm confused. Like, I know Coach know better than we do, but it's like, man, like, he's the other point guard that could help with that. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead. No, but I just wanted to clear that up, because I wasn't coming for you if you were coming for Caris, but I just, if that's what you meant, I agree. But the point still kind of is that he did what he needed to do with Cade off the floor tonight, which was huge. Yeah. And we'll get to Caris for sure. All right, guys, let's go ahead and move on to Duncan Robinson, man. Duncan Robinson. So tonight, Duncan Robinson had 17 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 3 steals. I'm going to say it again, 3 steals. On 5 for 11 overall, 4 for 9 from 3 for 3 from the free throw line in 30 minutes. I'm gonna let you take off first. Yeah, boss, go ahead. Do your thing. he got us started. He got the first 3 points because it was the foul. They fouled him behind the 3 to start the game. And I think he did phenomenal. And, we talked about it a little bit. His defense was much better. He was just keeping up. That's why he was being handsy, his steals. He was just keeping in front of his guy. And the only time he really got in trouble is that the Sixers were figuring out how to get switches on him so he would end up on Maxey.
Yeah.
And Maxey can really just, mess anyone up. So that was the only time that he really found himself in trouble. But I really appreciated what I saw from him tonight. He was huge offensively. He fouled out, but that is just showing how much he's trying more on defense, I would say. He just is really gelling a lot better with this team, and he was a huge reason why we won. Like, he was our third most scorer. That's huge. And I really just appreciate what we saw from him tonight. And he was moving off ball, he was finding his shot. He had really quick releases tonight on his threes. Some of them I was just like, and they were the ones that would go in. I feel like if he had too much time, those were the ones he missed, but the quick releases he was just nailing. And so I just really appreciated that from him. And he did great. I think that was his best game of the season so far for us.
Okay, so let's do a couple comments. Al says, big Pistons fan since '88 from Melbourne, Australia. Hey, we worldwide tonight. I love it. I love this team as much as the Bad Boys when I was a kid. Wow. The 04 Pistons. I love this team. Please keep the core together. No trades. Pay their Al, you get it, bro. You get it, my friend. 100%. Shout out to you, first of all. Shout out to Australia for sure. Coming in hot. We appreciate that, man. The Bad Boys team. And I'm sure you can attest to this. This team is looking more and more like those teams. The Bad Boys teams, the 04 teams. Teams that play hard, teams that play defense, teams that have a leader, but they do it together.
Yep.
They do it together on both ends of the court. So, Al, you are dead on, my friend. That is exactly what the Pistons are trying to build right now. And that's why they're winning, because that is how we've always won. That's the formula for sure. So I appreciate you, man. Sean says, Deuce hates D-Unk. Okay, so listen, we're good. One more thing. I'm sorry, we just got a super chat come in. Mark Wilkinson. What's up, Mark? Appreciate your support, bro. Says, fellas kept their heads in the muddy, stagnant game. Yes, exactly. They kept their heads. They didn't let it get away on the road. The whistle not going their way. Shots not falling. They could have easily let go of the rope. They didn't. Coach didn't let them. And they had enough pride to say, hey, man, let's go get this game. They have pride in their winning streak. They want to continue to push this streak further and further and further. They want to keep turning heads. They want the respect. So that's why we saw guys reacting the way they did in certain spots, because they want to win. They're understanding what they can do potentially this year. And they're like, hey, man, let's keep going. Let's keep going. And that's what they did. So, Mark, you're right. This game was not pretty. A lot of games in the past have been pretty. We've seen all these, the oops and the threes and all these things. Tonight was not that game. They had to win a different way tonight, and they found a way to do it. So, Mark, I agree with you there, buddy, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So now, my thoughts on Duncan Robinson tonight. So everybody knows, you guys know, I have been critical of Duncan Robinson, not because I don't like him. I actually do like him, but I can only go by what my eyes are telling me. And in the past, my eyes have not always told me positive things, right? But tonight was a different story. I know he fouled out. I know, he was getting hunted out at times, as he has before, but it would have been more understandable against a guy like Tyrese Maxey as opposed to a guy like Steven Hyluk. Just being real, no disrespect, but there's levels to this, right? So even with that, though, Duncan Robinson looked really good tonight. You said it, boss. This was his best game in the Pistons uniform. He had 18 points and 6 assists before, but on both sides of the ball.
Yes.
By far, this was his best game because he wasn't as much affecting the Pistons defense in a negative way to not allow them to be able to get out in transition. The Pistons were getting out in transition with him on the court. He brought the energy. He brought the effort. It looked a lot better. And like I mentioned, the Pistons were able to get out and run. He even got a steal late in the first quarter. At the very end of the first quarter, they got a quick score, and he just turned around and grabbed the steal. He got fouled. They didn't call on the shot, but he got fouled, right? So, but just that extra attention to detail and that extra effort, just a little bit extra, right? He just showed that tonight. And I love seeing that from him for sure. So great stuff from Duncan Robinson tonight, man, for sure. Anything else on him?
Yeah, no, I'm just thrilled at what I'm seeing. I think it's just only up from here. He's just learning how to mesh. Like, we talked about it, Desmond Bane isn't doing amazing for the Magic. And
Right.
Who was my other example? Oh, Cam Johnson isn't doing amazing for the Nuggets yet, but
Brand new.
those are good players, and I think that they're going to find their way. It's been less than 10 games, so what we've seen from Duncan Robinson has been huge in the short time that he's been with us. So he just keeps improving, just keeps getting better and better, you know. And I feel like when he does fail, like not last game, but the game before, his defense was pretty bad.
Yeah.
And I feel like he just does pick it up. I feel like all these guys hold themselves accountable. So, you know, that's what JB asks as well. He's not going to keep playing Duncan for as long as he is if he's not seeing improvement.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell Duncan's getting into it. He's getting fired up too.
Yep.
He's getting fired. Was Duncan the other guy who got a tech?
Did he get one?
We had Paul Reed get a technical.
Javonte got one.
Javonte, okay, and then Oubre had a technical.
Yeah.
And and Bona. Okay. So no, but he was close to a tech, and especially at the end. Even George Baja said like he got everything out he needed to say, and then he went and sat down. So
Sean, why you on my hair, bro, about Duncan? Look, I'm just being honest, man.
You always you were pro Duncan. You just didn't like his defense, and it wasn't even like you don't need to be a star, but we need effort. And tonight we saw effort.
That's it. I'm just calling it like look, I'm giving him praise tonight, y'all. Y'all better be happy about this one. I got more to say. About him. So let me see. So offensively, right? I think you mentioned it earlier. He was a lot crisper just coming off of those screens, right? And that allowed him to be able to get a little bit more daylight off the catch. Last game, the past few games, he would come off screens and his man would be right there.
Yeah.
And he pump fake and he try to move like he just wasn't able to get his shot off. But it seemed like tonight he was a little bit crisper. Maybe the chemistry with his screeners, like guys like JD, is getting better. We saw it like with Cade. With Cade last year and JD, they had problems early in the season where JD was getting his offensive fouls and Cade was setting them too quick, wasn't letting them set up. But then later in the year, when they had more reps, you didn't see that as much. You see JD plant and be a statue and and give Cade a ton of room the same way Isaiah Stewart would routinely. So it's the same thing. It looks like now they're getting that chemistry. JD is knowing when to plant. He knows how he likes to catch the ball and shoot off of DHOs and stuff like that. So you're just seeing, once again, like the reps are paying off. And it's good for him. It's working out good for him. So, but yeah, he was just much sharper tonight, boss. Like he was able to just catch and rise off the catch. He even got fouled on the three. Yeah. And they didn't call it.
I was like, we haven't brought that up yet. Then you know why he shot that three was to draw the foul. That's how much he was getting hit. And you know, we're not that kind of team, but like he made it, so it's fine. If he had missed it, I would have been like, come on, like they haven't given you the call yet. They're not going to give it to you. But he made it, and you know, it's just something to fight through. I think he's learning, you know. I don't think the Heat necessarily got the benefit of the whistle, but it's just a part of Detroit culture. It's just fighting through the whistles and just keep playing.
Right. Paper Chunker says Duncan's defense is about as bad as Beasley. You need this floor spacer though. And that's the thing, like Bees would still give effort.
Yeah.
He would never just get stonewalled on screen. Like he's not a great defender, but he would still give the effort.
Yeah.
Tim Hardaway Jr., not a great defender, but he gives the effort. He uses IQ. Go ahead.
Usually when Bees got called for a foul, it was because he was going for a steal.
Right.
So that was where the effort came from him. And tonight we saw the effort from Duncan, and it did pay off. Yeah, he fouled out, but it paid off in a lot of ways. He had 3 steals, some game changers for us. So
it's true.
And he'll just keep going. Now that he knows that that's what he needs to do, he'll keep doing it.
Yeah, for sure. Organic says Duncan's ability to move the ball and make the solid extra pass is underrated. Didn't know he had that floater. That floater is nice.
Yeah.
And he's shown it off the glass too a few times. So once again, but most importantly for me is just defense, man.
Yeah.
His defense, it was just much more effective. He had a couple good possessions on Maxey where he forced him into a tough shot. And even though he still made it, the effort was there. It was a much tougher difficulty shot, much higher difficulty shot because he was just giving the effort and getting the hand up and staying attached. So great game. Now he's got to keep it up. I got to see this consistently now. I'm not saying lock down anybody. I'm not even saying get 3 steals a game, but just stay attached. Don't have guys hunting you out and then being able to score every time down the court. If you can just be solid, just be solid defensively. So that way we can get out in transition and run while still doing the things offensively that you're doing. He's shooting 40% from 3.
Yeah.
So he's doing that part of it. That ain't the issue. Yeah. It's just the defense. So if he can continue to give us that, I think he can hold the fort down until we get a guy like Jaden Ivey back.
Yeah. And he's just learning faster, and he's feeding off of the team too. When they all feed off of each other, and we've known this, but he's starting to join in that starting to feed off of their energy and their movements. Because if everyone's getting back down the court in front of their guy fast, then you're noticeably slow. So you got to keep up. And so it's a team thing, and he's getting with it. I don't know. I'm excited for Duncan because you can tell he's starting to get I think today was a big game, emotional game for them for both sides, but he's really starting to get into it, and that's what we like to see.
Yeah, for sure. So for all y'all who know I've gotten on him, I got to give him credit. Duncan Robinson played a really good game tonight by his standards, for sure. And that's all we ask for sure. All right. If you have nothing else on Duncan, we can move on to Ausar Tasmanian, backbone of the defense, Thompson. And tonight, guys, he had 14 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, 2 turnovers on 60% shooting overall. Made his only 3. He was 1 of 3 from the free throw line. Got to get that up. Can't shoot 33% from the free throw line in 34 minutes. Boss, take off.
Yeah, I just thought he came out super confident and stayed confident. He definitely wanted to do what he wanted to do. There were a few times I think the Sixers defense threw him off when he was like a main ball handler. He didn't know what to do exactly, but he got to the rim. He should have been, that missed dunk was definitely a push in the air.
Come home, bro.
Completely changed the momentum for him. But no, he looked awesome, and he was just so much fun to watch. 3 steals, fantastic. I think he spaced really well. I think we all did really good on spacing, especially once we figured out that Cade was going to be doubled and tripled on every trip off the court. Especially in the second half, they started to space more, and Ausar was, being there was super helpful. So yeah, I'm glad, and I'm glad his ankle is okay. I think we might have seen more of him in the second half, but a sprained ankle is no joke. So I'm sure
just ask Stu and Tobias.
Yep, exactly. I'm sure he was working through it. So I'm glad he's good there, and I really liked what I saw from him. And and I will say the 3 that he shot, because I know that one thing he said in the preseason was that he was working on his art. The 3 that he shot was pretty flat, but it went in. For me, I'm like, okay, well, if you're shooting flat and it's going in, that's fine. Because sometimes if you like at the free throw line when he's trying to arch it too much is when he misses. Right. I want to feel comfortable, So that's how I play beer pong. I shoot it,
Right. Just kind of just throw it.
So if it works for Ausar, just what makes me think of. So his 3, he shot that confidently, and that last floater in the fourth where he like dribbled it in a couple feet and then shot it and that went in. Like that was first of all a really clutch basket. Second of all, smart decision by him because he just was like, I'm not feeling this, but I'm going to pull up here because I feel this. Yeah, and that was awesome.
He wasn't thinking. Yeah, that's the thing. And when you go to the line, you got to think. Unfortunately, it's not as rhythmic, and I think that's why he's struggling from there and getting better when he's not at the line. You know. But organic. I agree. Yeah, like he's showing off a little bit more. Defensively, he was really good in the glass, man. We talked about Cade getting on the glass, crashing the glass, doing it by committee. Especially the offensive glass, man. Being able to cut underneath and get putbacks, things like that off of misses. He ran the floor very well too. No surprise there, right? That's what he does. But every missed shot, when Cade grabbed the rebound, whoever got it, JD outlet to Cade, he was on that wing over and over again. He was the beneficiary of those dimes from Cade on the break. And you mentioned the ankle. Yeah, that was a little bit, and it wasn't even like he just planned it wrong. If you watch it closely, it looked like he was step for step with Maxey guarding him. Yeah. But when Maxey took a step, his foot kind of grazed Ausar's foot, and it kind of like made it turn sideways before he came back down. He was gonna plant fine, but when Maxey kind of grazed his foot, it kind of made it turn, and then as soon as it came down, it kind of just turned. So it wasn't even like it was kind of a weird freak play. Because you don't usually see that kind of thing happen like that. But it was just bad timing when he came down on it. But like you mentioned, I'm glad he was able to come back. He went to the locker room for a minute. Didn't stay in there long. No. Came right back and didn't look like he was favoring his other leg or anything like that. So I think he may have just tweaked it, a little twist. It didn't turn all the way over, which is good. And he wasn't coming down with all that pressure like he was jumping up and coming down. That's the big thing. It wasn't as much pressure coming down on it. And so I think that's why he was able to stay in the game. He may have some soreness, something like that, but I don't think he'll miss any time for that. Yeah. Yeah. And, if he has to rest it on Wednesday against the Wizards, that's fine. But we needed him tonight. So. We're going to have Ron all over the place in the starting lineup. Power forward, small forward. Let's see. Doug says, updates on Jaden's progress. Can you check with Eric? So, guys, we're going to have Eric back on the show soon, by the way, too. That's our dog. Jaden is supposed to get reevaluated in like the next week and a half. It's almost been like 3 weeks already. He can't wait. He can't wait. Like he's on schedule. I can verify that he's on schedule. Everything is going well with his recovery. And it's just, I would imagine the next week and a half, we should hear something as far as when he'll be back. I'm hoping, I don't have any inside information on this, but I'm hoping to see him back like by the end of the month, at least ramping up by the end of the month. But I could see him potentially coming back late November, early December-ish, somewhere around that time. So not set in stone, but I have been able to verify some things as far as his progress, and it's going very, very well. They're not trying to rush him back at all. And as of right now, why would you? When we're 8-2 and still looking, we got to get him back eventually, but no need to rush. We're not, It's not panic mode right now. So he's okay. He's okay right now, and he's working his tail off as usual. And yeah, we'll have an update on that soon for sure. Thank you, Doug, for that. Good question. All right. Let's see. Anything else on Ausar that you want to get to?
No, I think he's, again, if he just approaches every game with the confidence that he did today, I think he's just going to flourish. And like you said, I do agree, just thinking about it. It really is when he takes a shot and doesn't think about it. It's kind of when it's best. Like, don't work on your arch, but don't think about, let me make sure I arch this. Work on your free throws, but don't think about, let me make sure that I hit this exactly right. Like, just go with the rhythm, go with the flow. So I agree with that.
For sure. And we noticed too, like you mentioned, we talked about the 3 that he made. He only took 1, but he made it, right? Yeah. But he took it. Mm-hmm. We've seen a lot of times early in the season where they would give him a ton of room and he would still just come right to them. Like he would still try to barrel his way to the rim when he's wide open, like got 10 feet of space. Mm-hmm. And that just tells you that he doesn't have confidence in it. And now, even if it's not going in, he's still shooting them.
Right.
He's still shooting them. He's still trying to make the defense stay honest. He's still trying to make the defense move, like Eric always says. So I just like that he's shooting them now.
Same.
Because that's the first step. You got to get him up in game. Go ahead.
Yeah. It also just shows confidence in himself and his defense. Like he's like, okay, if I miss this, I know that I can get back. I know that the team can get back. I know that we can. So, it shows confidence in that, like, missing this won't be like the end of the world.
The end all be all. Right.
Yeah. Missing this is what it is. And I'm just going to keep playing basketball because I know that I got this. So.
Right. 100%. Yes, he had a couple misses at the rim. It's like, just finish that. We need that. But I'm not going to get on him, man. He had a really good all-around game. He had 14 points again. I can see him averaging around 14, 15 points this year.
Yeah.
With a ton of stocks.
And exactly. That's That's what you want from a guy that you want to emphasize defense from. That's a big ask from a guy you want to emphasize defense from. That's huge.
Yes. So, 100%. I love what I saw. All right. Let's keep it moving. We usually don't get to Ron until we get to the reserves. But once again, like we said, he started tonight. Right. And tonight, Ron had 9 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, 1 turnover on 3 of 15. That has to be his worst of the season. Man, he struggled tonight. 2 of 7 from 3, 1 or 2 from the free throw line in 33 minutes. Okay, so what were your thoughts on Ron tonight?
I mean, just scrappy Ron. He did great on defense. 2 steals, stayed in front of his guy. He only had 1 personal foul in the 33 minutes that he played, which for a foul-heavy game, that was really good.
Good point.
He just wanted to get it going on offense so bad, and that they were just not letting him in the paint. And then but then the whistle also wasn't in his favor.
Man, oh man!
I think, my gosh, if you actually called the fouls for the contact, it'd be more like 7 or 8 out of 15 than 3 out of 15, or he'd be at the free throw line.
Right.
He would have had more, but so that's what he was trying to do, because that's what Ron does. Ron gets to the basket. He hit he opened, first of all, a 3 for the first field goal of the game was his 3. The first field goal of the second half was his 3.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's awesome to see that he's rocking that 3, but that he wants to get to the glass. He wants to make those dunks. He wants to make those flashy plays. And I was wishing that would happen for him. Or that he'd at least get the benefit of the whistle with how much contact he was getting down there. But but if you want to throw your body around, fine. And at the end, the last few clutch plays that we needed a basket. Well, he made 1, right? I think he made a mid-range shot in the last, in like the last 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But then he also in like the last 2 minutes gave the ball up. Even though you could tell he was kind of like, I want to go. He gave the ball up. So he made the right decisions.
Yep.
Not going to fault him for it. Not his best game, but it's Ron. He's going to just bring effort all the time. And it didn't work against the Sixers tonight, but it's going to work against other teams.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Organic says when they're not calling the foul, Ron's got to attack the basket with more purpose. Yes, I think what he means by that, guys, is when you get to the hoop and you go up and the defender goes up, try to dunk on him.
Yeah.
Don't try to
Double clutch
and go around. No, go over the top. Like force the referee, force the official to call a foul. Make it so egregious if he doesn't call it. Right? Make it so obvious. Like, bro, where's the foul? like Cade did. Exactly. 100%. That was the only thing I saw as far as him attacking. I think Organic was dead on with that Organic for sure. He struggled tonight. You know, he missed a lot of shots, even with the ones that didn't call. He just missed a lot of shots that he normally makes.
Yeah.
Right. And that happens sometimes. He just couldn't catch a rhythm. He had some turnovers. He had a bad pass in the corner to Javonte Green, stepped out of bounds. Right. So he just wasn't on target with his passes or with his shooting. He just couldn't get it going. He was just out of sync completely offensively, man. But we always talk about the last few games before tonight. I think Duncan Robinson played. He had like single-digit points in like 30 minutes in a few games.
Yeah.
But I think in round tonight too, he had 9 points in 33 minutes. But the difference, once again, is the other things outside of scoring. He was still bringing that effort defensively. He wasn't allowing guys to get by him is really, really easy, right? He still had, like you mentioned, he had the 4 rebounds, the 2 steals. So he was still doing other things, even that didn't show up in the box score. He was just very tough defensive. He was matching their defensive intensity with his own, right? And Al says Ron's defense and effort is great. Big mid-range by Ron and the start late. That rhyme. Don't hate to play hit the game. I like that. But no, that was cool. That was good to see from Ron. You're not always going to have the shot falling, but what can you do on the other end? And he was still helping us, especially late, to get turnovers, get stops late in the game. So that was good to see, because every time he sit down, it seemed like Duncan Robinson would get behind on the foul count, and he'd pick up 4, and Ron's got to come back in. As soon as Ron sits down, he pick up 5. Ron got to come back in. So they needed him in this game. They needed his effort, and he provided it. So he didn't have a great offensive output, but he did enough defensively to help us put us in position to help win that game for sure.
Yeah. He was awesome. And like you said, I mean, I know we were down a few guys tonight at injury, but we still had backups. Like we still had options, and he played 33 minutes for a reason. So
right. 100%. Clifton, what's up? Says just defensively and his activity. Perfect word. Organic says that midi down the stretch by Ron was, yes, it was. He made enough. He just made just enough plays when we needed him to help get this dub. That was nice. Clifton says, I knew we would win when I saw JD barking at us. We are going to get to that, guys.
Yeah.
We are going to get to that for sure. So hold that thought, Clifton, for sure. All right. Now, let's go to, we just talked about JD. Let's go to our big man, our young 21-year-old big man, Jalen Duren, guys. Tonight, JD had 21 points, 16 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, 2 blocks, 3 turnovers on 8 for 11 shooting. 72% overall, no threes, Andre Drummond. 5 for 7 from the free throw line, which is solid for him. Not great, but solid for him. In 37 minutes. Boss, what were your thoughts on our man-child, Jalen Duren, tonight?
Well, my biggest fear was just him going against such a big guy like Drummond. The Cade to Duren lob was kind of non-existent tonight. They took that out. He got a couple. But I really liked how Duren realized that he is more athletic and he's faster than Drummond, and he beat him to the basket whenever he wanted to. So that was awesome. Just to see him attack the basket, whether he was right under the rim, whether he was at the free throw line. He's like, all right, I'm going to go in on this big guy. And he made it. He did great. He had that block on Maxey too, where he like hit it out and then realized that it was still in and he ran after it.
Yes.
That's big.
Incredible.
Because he got the possession. Because if he had just watched that ball go out of bounds, it would have been the Sixers ball. Who knows? Like it just, the effort is just so apparent these last few games. And and this is what his now fifth or I think it's actually his 6th 20-point double-double.
Okay.
20-point double-double. He had 4 all last year, is what Blaha and Kelso.
Wow.
He had 4 all last year, and now he's at his, I believe it's his 5th or 6th.
Incredible. Either way.
Yeah. Even
over 10 games instead of 82. That's incredible.
Yeah, I know. Amazing. And so I just loved what I saw from tonight. And I know we'll talk about it more, but, you know, the barking at Ausar, because, you know, it was, Asar's not Stu, and Stu is who he was waiting for. But I don't blame Ausar in that moment, because Ausar, you know, he doesn't play that. You know, this is also the Stu Duren thing is also new. So it's all kind of new. But the fact that Duren was like, this is what we need. And Ausar, you know, they shook it out. They went to the bench. We saw Stu come in. We saw Tobias come in, making sure that things don't get crazy. But we love to see it, because it just holds, again, they hold each other accountable. And so when Duren's saying, I'm doing all I can, I need you to do all you can. And they did. They figured it out. They did it. They got it. It's just like, the effort is just so nice. And it's not just the contract. It's not just the contract. I promise you. He wants to win. They're feeding off this. At the end, I didn't get to see a lot of it, but I look at my TV and they're just on him and he's just howling. He's yelling at the end, at the crowd, at everything. Yeah. He's letting it all go because they fought for so hard. He did not slow down at all. Yeah. Andre Drummond is hard to be under the rim with. He's hard to finish on, and he's hard to, when you're right under the rim, and he's hard to get rebounds from. But Duren still tried every time. Yeah. So that's what I really appreciated from him tonight. And he did attempt a mid-range shot. It wasn't good, but he attempted it, and so I'm happy for him that he got his green light. So, man,
you just said a mouthful, and I agree with all of this. Crazy. So let's start here. So, like JD, guys, he played his tail off. Like, aside from the box score, just his hustle. He played hard tonight. It wasn't pretty and glamorous, like we said. It wasn't lob after lob, right? It was rough, tough, and gritty tonight. And it felt like watching them, it felt like JD and Andre Drummond were doing the Spider-Man meme. Like, hey, I seen you. You're me from 10 years ago. Yeah. Like it was weird. Because they're both 6'10", but you can see Drummond is, like you said, heavier now. He's bigger. It's weird seeing big guys who are broader and bigger than JD. But Dre is one of those guys. And even though Dre is now older, he's still pretty athletic for a big, strong guy, right? He's still, even now, one of the best rebounders in the league. So I wasn't going to be surprised if JD didn't have a 20-20 game tonight. But he still came close with 16, which is crazy. But like I said, but like you mentioned, even though Dre is a good athlete, JD's youth showed. His youth showed. He was able to get, like you mentioned, he was able to get by Dre, top of the key in that painted area, and just go right by him with a euro or with the swing through with ease. He did it on back-to-back plays. It made it look easy because Drummond just doesn't have the foot speed that JD has. But just his effort, man, like he was in the paint battling for loose balls, for offensive rebounds, tapping it, keeping it alive, getting fouled again. Like he was a man amongst boys in that painted area, even with Dre in there. Dre just couldn't keep up for the whole game with him like that. Like you mentioned, because it's back-to-back and he's younger. So for 48 minutes, like this is one of the best effort games I've probably ever seen JD play on both ends. Because once again, it was just kind of him in there as far as big guys. We say it's easier when you got a guy like Stu, but he didn't have Stu. So for him to do it by himself like that was amazing. What was that last comment?
Oh, he was just reaffirming my stats. I checked JD's stats and Sarah's right. He had 4 20-point double-doubles last year and has 6 this year. Wow. He has made a total of 17 until this season.
Wow. That's incredible. Awesome. That's all up here.
And again, I've talked to you about it. I'm curious to see what happens when he goes against, a center that's been, solidified in the league. Like I was worried about Embiid, but I think he would have just done the same like he did with Drummond, still attack and everything. Yeah. But we know Drummond's a good center. So the fact that his size didn't scare Duren enough to attack, that was awesome.
Yeah, for sure. And you mentioned his conversation, we'll call it conversation, with Ausar. That was very telling for me. Telling for me because that was just another piece of evidence of JD's commitment to defense. Marvin says it. He turned into a pup into a dog. Yeah. Right? 100%. Let's just rehash it again for anybody who didn't see it, right? So Andre Drummond on a play, he got a putback score, right? After JD had come over to help him try to block a shot. I think Maxey got it up. And JD tried to swat it away, couldn't get to it, and there was no backside help. Ausar was supposed to at least try. He's not as big. He was supposed to at least try to put a body on Dre, and he didn't. Yeah. He didn't do it at all. And so JD immediately got in Ausar's face about it, and he let him know, like, bro, when I come over to help, you got to get mine. You got to box out. You got to help the helper. We always talk about that, right? Helping the helper. JD is like, bro, where's my help side? So you know who does a great job of that? Isaiah Stewart. Yeah. Isaiah Stewart is the ultimate help the helper guy. He's always there to slide over and put a body on JD's guy when JD goes to help. So there's no easy putback, right? And that's another reason why I've said that Stu needs to start. He needs to keep starting because he helps you finish those plays defensively. It's not just the highlight blocks we see with Stu that he routinely gets, but it's his ability and his defensive IQ and his willingness to do that dirty work, to put a body on guys. And he does it consistently. So I expect that Stu is going to continue to start when he gets back because of things like that. But back to JD. I just really love to see him animated. Like, I don't think I've ever seen him frustrated or angry with a teammate because of a defensive mistake. I've seen him like, bro, I was wide open under the hoop. Why give me the pass? But I've never seen, bro, get my backside help. We got to lock down I've never seen him do that before.
Yeah.
Like that, like publicly, like open. So that tells me right there, his commitment to defense is on another level, guys. Like, he's taking pride in being that rim protector as a player and playing defense as a team. I was really, really impressed with just that. May be the most impressive thing I saw from him all night. And it wasn't even a basketball play, but it was just how serious he takes defense now. It's different. It's different. He's growing up. So I got to give him a lot of credit for that because he wants to be that defensive guy now, and he's showing it. Got to give him credit for that for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And like we've talked about, it's just the effort. The effort is huge. So just appreciate it from him. And obviously it's paying off. Like, when he's hot, everyone else, like, again, it's like a whole team thing. They just feed off of each other. Yep. So I just love to see it.
And you guys are saying it. It wasn't anger. It was all love. Like, when you can't do that with people you're not close with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, brothers argue. If you are close to somebody and you never have an argument, somebody's not being honest.
Yeah.
Straight up. Because no two people always get along. But you can only have those tough conversations with somebody who you are comfortable enough to be honest with.
Right.
Right? So if it was a player he didn't like or didn't respect or didn't vibe with, he would just walk away and tell somebody else, like, man, whatever, this dude ain't playing on defense. But the fact that he did that, it's like, bro, come on, man. Like, we can do this. Come on, let's go. That told me a lot. And Ausar, to his credit, didn't take it personal, didn't walk away, didn't get back in his face, just was like, all right, okay. All right, bro. Yeah. You're right. I got you. And that was that.
And Stu and Tobias stepped in just to make sure that everything was being communicated. And, that's what they just like, hey, like, okay, like, let's, like, because, maybe the way it was approached at first, Ausar was like, what do you mean? And then so when you're hot, you got to approach it. They all settled it down. They all had a combo. Yeah. And, it's just for the good of the team. And you know that this team loves each other. Right. And you can see it in any video. So it's, for sure. Like you said, it was very awesome to see. And that's the kind of stuff, it's different from last year when we made Maxey crash out on Embiid because Embiid just rolled his eyes and walked away, and Maxey was losing his mind on the side in the timeout, and or not Maxey, I'm sorry, Oubre and Embiid. Right. Right. And then this one was different because they actually like locked eyes, and Ausar was like, tell me what I did. Let's fix this. They figured it out. Nobody got upset. Nobody got frustrated. Yep. Duren said what needed to be said, so it was awesome. They stayed together. They stayed together. That's the most important thing. It's some funny comments in here. Yeah. Mega Hustler says, my sisters always yelled at me for even minding my own business. Minding my own business. I feel Ausar's pain. That's what siblings do, man. Yeah. That's what best friends do. That's what happens. That's what happens, in those moments. And once again, they were able to respond. They didn't fall apart after that. Yeah. They stayed together and they were able to get the win. So all is going to be forgotten and forgiven. And it's going to make them better going forward. Because Ausar's a defensive player anyway. So he's going to listen. You know what I mean? And he's going to listen to JD because JD's been doing it too. Right. He might have just fallen out of his usual 3-4. He might have just in that moment blinked. And Duren was there to remind him, like, hey, like, this is possession by possession basketball. I needed you here. So. Yep. I don't think it's a big deal at all. I think they're going to be just fine because of it. And it's going to happen probably less and less. Hopefully he doesn't have to do that as often because we have Isaiah Stewart healthy. But across the board, you just still want to see those guys. Your camera's tweaking. It's tweaking. It's all good. Don't worry about it. All right, guys, let's get to some reserves and then we will call it a night. Let's start with Caris LeVert. Caris LeVert, man, tonight had 14 points, 3 assists, 1 block, 1 turnover on 4 of 6 shooting. 4 or 5 from 3 point. 4 or 5 from 3 point, guys. 2 or 2 from the free throw line in 20 minutes. What did you see from Caris tonight, boss? Oh, the best game of the season for him yet. Oh my God. Facts. Don't worry about it. You good. You good. So I called it, keep it close, Caris is what I called him.
Okay.
The 2 threes at the end of the first helped rebuild the lead after Cade went out. And then he had 2 threes in a row at the end of the second to keep us within a reasonable range after they went on a run. So he was just hitting them confidently. He was calling plays. Once he grabbed the ball, he was telling people what to do. That was awesome to see. It's what we needed from him. He was setting screens. He drew a foul, driving to the basket. Like, he was just everywhere. He was really contributing. And then in the fourth, he wasn't getting the ball in his hands to shoot. But then on defense, he had that on Watford, who had a triple-double yesterday, by the way, his first ever NBA game. So he's someone to watch out for. He batted the ball away from him to throw him off balance. And then when Watford went for the shot, he just blocked it. Took it away. And that's Caris. And so Caris, to me, tonight looked much more comfortable with the flow, with every possession. I'm really glad that his shots were hitting, because that's just mostly what he needed, because he was hitting those shots previously, but just wasn't hitting them. And so now he's hitting them. I hope that this is a huge confidence boost for him. This is what we want from Caris off the bench. And I congrats on your first amazing Pistons game, Caris, because I'm so excited now, and it's only up from here. And this is more of how I know him how to play, and how JB knows him how to play. And a lot of people know how he plays, is that he can be the clutch second offense, clutch in offense, and even more clutch in defense. So
yeah, for sure. Organic says, I think the camera focuses on your hands when you move them closer to the lens, boss. Yeah, she's so animated. You know what I mean? She get into the game.
Bruce is too.
I do see him doing that though.
Hands. I can see him down here, but you can't see his hands. So he's just as animated.
I think I'm gonna get you a camera for Christmas. I got you covered. We gonna get you a new one. See, we gonna get you a new mic too.
These are brand new. I just have to figure out how to use them, guys. I'm old. I'm not Gen. What's the Gen Z? I'm not that. So.
No, that's all good. I'm just messing with you. It's all good. But look. Some comments as far as Caris, and I'll get to my thoughts. Marvin says, last year Tobias LeVert, this year is waking up. Right. He just took a little time, right? PD Max says he wasn't careless LeVert. Y'all nicknames. First is Caris LeVert, then it's Careless LeVert.
First, get it right. It's Caris LeVert is his not name.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, okay, but look. So, boss, if I recall, in previous shows, there's one word that starts with a P that you and I have been echoing every game when it comes to Caris LeVert. Can you please remind everybody what that word is?
Patience.
Yes.
Okay, good. I was
Patience.
Like,
I know I threw you off guard. I know. We didn't rehearse this, but that is the word. And so when I mentioned that, the Pistons offense was stuck in the mud in the second quarter, Caris LeVert was the only reason that we didn't go down by a ton at halftime.
Oh yeah. Because
we could have easily. I saw a splash. That's funny. Yeah. We could have easily went down about 15, 17 points by the end of the half. It was 10, but it could have been a lot more, because Caris LeVert knocked down 4 3-pointers, guys, in that second quarter alone. 2 of them on back-to-back. Yeah. Just pull. He almost made one at the half from the logo. He was feeling tonight. But what I saw, though, from Caris overall, intention. Yeah. He just played with so much more intention. It was almost like the coaches were like, bro, just go out and hoop. Just go get buckets and then make the play make the play out of it. Look to get aggressive, look to get buckets, and if it's not there, make the right play. You didn't see him patting the ball stationary, not just trying to overthinking, just dribble. We didn't see that as much tonight, right? He was moving and getting to his spots with intention, and he was aggressive doing it. So I just think his offense tonight was very much needed. A lot like how we saw Schroeder at times last year, just come in and get a few buckets in a row when we needed them. That's kind of what I saw tonight from Caris, as far as just keeping us afloat whenever Cade wasn't on the court, and we needed him. So whether he's looking to score or facilitate, he's got to be aggressive, though. He's got to be aggressive. He can't just sit in the perimeter. And I think now that he has that green light a little bit more, it's opening things up for himself and others. Mike says, I felt LeVert should have been out there instead of Ron when the Sixers were trapping Cade in the. Okay, I'm not mad at that. I feel you on that, because I think LeVert is more of a playmaker right now. He's more of a dual guard right now than Ron. Ron's probably a better defender overall. He's a little bit taller, longer, but Caris has that dual threat ability to be able to do whatever you need. A lot like Jaden Ivey. He can play point. He can play shooting guard. He can play make. He can score. That's kind of what Caris LeVert does. So I'm not mad at you as far as that, because I think he could have helped Cade a little bit more and probably would have kept the defense a little bit more honest, doubling him less if Caris was on the floor, considering how he was playing the whole game.
Yeah. Yeah. And I agree too. I think that they just kind of, Ron's consistency kind of spoke for him tonight. I think that's why they went back to him, because like at some point he's going to clean it up, and they got it.
Right.
And at the end, I think that they were just emphasizing defense because Cade, they had their offense out there. Cade was under control. They put LeVert out there after Duncan got fouled out. They kept Ron in. That's why they kept Javonte Green in. He wasn't necessarily producing on offense, but he was great for defense. So they just was a defensive push in the last 4 or 5 minutes.
Yep.
Otherwise, I agree too. I would have gone. I could have seen either way. So I agree with you there.
Yeah, for sure. TZ says Ivy drops. Yeah, this is a game where he eats. This is a game either where he eats or Cade is not doubled. One or the other.
Or it's a game where Cade doesn't need to turn it on in the fourth.
Right.
It's a game where we're ahead by 10 consistently.
Yeah, like it's been nice seeing Cade string these games together like that, but it's going to be also nice to have some more unpredictability on the court.
Yeah.
With a guy like Jaden that they're not expecting, especially as he comes back. It's going to be like, now what do? You got Cade going off and you got Jaden going off whenever you try to stop Cade. What do? Still got JD. It's just, it's going to be scary hours, TZ. So I agree with you there. But John, I think I could see Caris getting the belt tonight. I mean, you could easily go with Cade, right? You can go with Cade because of what he did. He's been doing it now. But I think the way they've been passing it around, we've seen guys like Javonte get it. We saw Bobi Klintman get it. I wouldn't be surprised if they passed it to Caris LeVert tonight because he had his best game of the season. What do you think?
Yeah. I'm gonna go back to, I'm gonna say beat ball Paul in his 10 minutes because they like to beat him, but he did just get one, so maybe
he just got one now.
But, in his 10 minutes, he made an impact for the team that traded him. But we'll get to
okay. From a narrative standpoint too, I can see that. See that. Okay. Before we move on, I want to get to Caris's defense too. Yeah. We talked about it. We talked about the boss before. His defense was way ahead of his offense before tonight. And that's how you want it to be, to me. Yep. With this kind of team, you want the defense to be ahead of the offense because the defense, you can control that. It's less to learn. You understand. You play for this coach already. So I was cool with that. But tonight, his defense, man, was very good. You mentioned a few things. You mentioned that block and things like that. Yeah. He, as a whole, since he's been playing pretty good defense from jump, staying attached. Staying in front of his guy, a lot like how a guy like Tim Hardaway used to do, right? Not a bunch of home run plays, but forcing guys into tough shots, staying attached, not fouling.
No fouls tonight.
No fouls. See what I'm saying? So that's the kind of thing. And so you mentioned, who was it he was guarding in the post? What was his name?
Oh, Watford. He's
Watford.
I think it's Trent Watford. I don't know, but Watford, he played in his first ever NBA game yesterday and got a triple double. So he was, I know that the chances of that happening again, slim. The Sixers got some good young guys. Yeah. But Watford, he is a good player. So, but Caris, he messed it up right away. Immediately hit the ball out of his hands, stuck with it. Yeah. Didn't move his, keep going, waited his time and blocked it. Beautiful.
Doug, you're supposed to be the adult in the room, bro. Said he was headed for trouble with the P word. Man, if you don't stop, bro. Zion says, Caris is fully recovered from the injury now. Yes. He was playing with no fear today. Yeah, he looked very, very comfortable for sure. He just needed time. Needed time to be able to trust. Right. To be able to trust it.
That's a good word. That's what he looked like tonight. Truly.
Yep. Detroit Drew says safety blanket when he's on defense instead of Duncan. Yeah, he brings it. He brings that defense, man. And Watford is a bigger guy than him.
Oh, yeah.
He's got at least 20 pounds on him. But the way he was able to body him and not give up any ground and then spot the shot away and then turn to the bench and do the K flex.
Yeah.
Like it was, man, I loved it. So the defense is going to be there for Caris LeVert. He's not locked down, but he's still athletic enough to stay in front, man. He's still savvy. And he said, I've said it before, he said he became a better player when he went to Cleveland because coach forced him to play defense. For the first time in his career, he said he was asked to play defense ever. So that was demanded of him. So coach knew what he was getting when he brought him here. When he came here, he may have campaigned for him to come here because of that. Yeah. So, and he's showing it, man. So once the offense catches up, because he can catch fire in a minute, in a second, once he sees one go in. So I got to give him credit, man. This is probably, like you mentioned, his best game of the year. And with more and more reps, with more and more of that P word, the patience word, Doug, we're going to see him continue to get better and better. So good game from Caris LeVert, best of the season. And this is why we got to give these guys time, man. This is exactly why right here.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else on Caris?
No, just happy for him. He deserves it. When I saw that third three go in, I was like, amazing.
Yeah.
This is what he needs.
And he knocked down another one. Crazy. All right. Yeah, good stuff, man. Good stuff. All right. Guys, let's go to Javonte Green. And this is one of Boston's favorite players, right?
Yeah.
Tonight he had 6 points, 2 boards, 2 assists, one steal, 2 turnovers on 2 of 5 overall, 1 of 3 from 3, 1 of 2 from the free throw line, and 28 minutes off the bench is a lot.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on Javonte tonight?
He was drenched in sweat, and he was stayed in because of his defense in the fourth. Javonte, again, stats don't sell it for you. Amazing defense.
Yep.
Amazing. There was one where Edgecombe started outside the 3, was dribbling it and doing all these spin moves. All Javonte did was move his feet. Stayed in front of him the whole time. He didn't fall from his side, nothing. Every time he spun, Javonte stepped. He just stayed in front of him the whole time, and he missed. Yep. He ended up missing. And then, Green, he doesn't have a block, but he has a steal. He was under the glass rebounding. He had a few times where he tried to also make some shots, the same kind of shots that Ron was trying to get, neither one of them were getting just because of that. And he said, he made 1 3, a clutch 3 when we needed him to. He's just such a good defender. And again, if you just look at the box score and you don't know what I'm talking about, just watch him in front of people. Mm-hmm. Just so good at it. And his tech was silly, but I love that from him. He just has so much fire. And so just another good night of defense, which is exactly, again, that's why he played 28 minutes. Why he played almost 30 minutes was because of his D.
Exactly.
And, you're not going to see it in a box score. You're going to see it in the game. Mm-hmm. And again, we had other options, so he's just so good out there. And he really does a great job setting screens for Cade too on offense. He does a good job moving around and spacing. He does little things. He's just a really smart basketball player. So if he's not, he knows he's not the star. He's there to help and make everything easier for everyone else. But he's there to play. He just wants to play.
For sure.
And he plays the best on defense.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's funny. Like Javonte's game tonight was eerily similar to me to Ron Holland's game tonight.
Yeah.
Not a high scoring output, but still was on the court for a big portion of the game, right? Ron had 33 points in 9 minutes. Javonte had 28 minutes, or 6 points in 28 minutes. Mm-hmm. So neither of those guys scored a ton, but both of those guys brought, exactly, Devin, they both brought the defense. Like, coach is showing you what he wants,
right,
by who he plays and how many minutes they play. Straight up. We know we had guys down, but like you mentioned, he could have went with different guys. Yeah. But he said, no, I'm going to have guys out there who are going to commit to this end and help us get stops. Mm-hmm. Stops don't show up on the stat sheet. Steals do, blocks do, but missed shots do not. Yeah. Right? And that's the difference. Like, whenever you see a guy who doesn't score a lot and they got that many minutes played, they're probably winning basketball players. Mm-hmm. They're probably winning basketball because they do the little things. Like you mentioned, he was crashing that glass a lot like how Ron was to finish possessions. Mm-hmm. Defensively. Like, you saw him running to the as soon as the shot would go up, he was diving to the hoop. Like, so that's what you want. Yeah. That's what you want. You don't want to have a good possession defensively and they get an offensive rebound and put back. That's demoralizing. That's why JD was so mad at Ausar.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So having guys like Ron and Javonte who can help finish possessions defensively is just as important as anything else defensively.
And tapaways aren't rebounds. Hitting it to someone else aren't rebounds. Disturbing the ball enough that someone else picks it up, that's not rebounds. That's something you're going to see. Yep. But they were there every time. So it's just another great show out. And I mean, I'm just like really impressed. He's one of the oldest guys on this team. He was drenched in sweat. And like you said about, JB playing these guys late. And when you have defenders like that, it also takes the pressures off of your guys like Cade who are in foul trouble. Mm-hmm. It helps them, be able to play defense, but know that they don't have to be the one to meet their guy at the rim when you got guys like Ron and Javonte there ready and willing, ready and excited, to try to get this ball away. So
for sure.
I loved it tonight.
For sure. 100%, man. 100%. Organic says Deuce crescendoing. We're not going to Bobby yet. We say we're going to B-ball Paul next. We're going to B-ball Paul. Well, no, but Javonte, once again, like he does the little things. He's a winning player. It's not always going to show up in a box score, but he impacts winning. So shout out to him for doing the dirty work as he always does. Heisenberg says his minutes are always, yes, they're always solid. They're always solid. I have yet to see where he has hurt us by being out. Man, you were on it tonight, bro. I'm gonna read again from the top. His minutes are always solid. I have yet to see where he has hurt us by being out there. It's all positive intangibles. Exactly. Well said, bro.
Exactly.
Well said. Like, you will never appreciate Javonte Green if you just box score watch.
Yep.
You will not.
Yeah.
If you watch the games, it makes sense. 100%. Mike P says he's a true Piston. Yes. Yeah. Yes. It doesn't matter who has a crazy scoring output. It doesn't matter who gets the belt. It doesn't matter. Are we winning games or not?
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. Who's helping us do that? And he's helping us do it. He's teaching. You know what? That's a good point too. Yeah. He's a vet. He's 32 years old.
If Ron's what, 20? Him, I'm fine. If Ron copies him, I'm fine. Ron's fine.
And it makes sense though why even on nights when they're not scoring a bunch of points, they're still on the court.
Oh yeah.
He's probably teaching him ways how to be impactful. I love it. I love it, man. Yeah, so you guys are dead on for that for sure. Good points. All right. Guys, let's go ahead and go to another one of Boss's favorite players, and that is B-Ball Paul Wow. B-Ball Paul. Tonight, guys, B-Ball Paul had 4 points, 5 rebounds, 2 blocks, 2 of 3 shooting, 0 of 1 from 3 in 11 minutes. He didn't play a ton, but I thought he did some good things. I'll let you take off first, boss.
So he checked in, and there was an ovation from the crowd. That's how you know he's a good guy. He checked in. We're on offense. We convert on offense. We get back on D. He blocks Andre Drummond from behind.
As soon as he got in.
As soon as he got in. He said, Drummond over me? Drummond over B-Ball Paul? Are you serious?
Oh, that's hilarious. Go ahead, Jimmy Butler. Go ahead.
He's always at the rim to rebound, to clean up, to block. He's, he didn't. We saw him in there. He came back out. And at the end of the third, he was just so scrappy. He was on the floor getting that jump ball. Oh my gosh. It's just crazy how he's just always there. He's always there.
Yep.
To meet you at the rim. He's not going to give you an easy rebound. You're not going to pull that ball down easily. You're not going to dribble it up to half court easily. You're not going to get anything done easily if B-Ball Paul is on you.
Yep.
And then, he got that tech, which was pretty funny. I think that they were just words exchanged, but he didn't touch him, whatever. But then immediately after that tech, what does he do? He takes the ball and he reverse dunks it.
That was pretty. Pretty.
He's like Cade, where it's like, don't piss him off.
Don't mess with me.
Like, what are you thinking?
Yeah.
And so it was just so good to see him, back in Philly. He's just really found such good connection with the Pistons, and he just goes out there and he just does it every night. Everything he's called upon, he just does what he wants. And he really picked himself up from wasn't the last game, it was the game before, because I remember watching it, but he came out and he was making some mistakes. It wasn't going his way, but just like Ron, just like Javonte, it's effort. It's 100%, 110% effort with B-Ball Paul, with Paul Reed. That's what he's going to give you. So I wasn't too worried, knowing that we wouldn't have student night, because I knew that Paul Reed would come in. And he only played 10 minutes, which is actually really impressive. Like, it
felt like he played more to me.
Like, we only had one big.
Right.
They didn't, they didn't share time. They really didn't. Like, I felt like he played more. I felt like he played longer too, because that's just who he is. And he came in the fourth, at the end of the fourth too, to finish out on defense. He was another guy I thought might come in for Ron when Ron wasn't producing. B-Ball had a good putbacks. He's just he's exactly what you want from him, because he doesn't stay in the paint, doesn't hang around where you can get like a 3-second call or anything. He sees the ball goes up and he gets down there, gets position, boxes out, he either taps it back in, he gets the rebound, or if they get the rebound, he's making sure they can't turn around easy and just get up the floor fast. He's just such a good player, and he's just so underrated in the NBA world, I would say. Yeah, for sure. So I'm just really happy for the game that he had, and he just really impressed me again tonight.
Do you notice we're saying a lot of the same things about some of these guys off the bench?
I was just going to say that too. I was just going to be like, well, I kind of feels like this is what I just said about Javonte.
And Ron. And Caris. And JD. Like, there's a common theme, guys. Yeah. Like, Trajan wants certain guys on this team. Yeah. It's not about the scoring output. It's not about the name. It's not about any of that stuff. It's about playing hard, playing Pistons basketball from 1 to 12, 1 to 15. That is all that he's looking for. Of course, you got to have talent and be able to do other things well, but that's where it starts. Every player in this team is committing to that. Yeah. Nashawn says, B-ball Paul with that attack and Duncan. Yeah, of course. Yes. Yeah, Boss just hit on that for sure. But I've said it before. I'm going to say it again, man. I'm comfortable with Paul Reed being that third big for this team because he's consistent on both ends every night. He doesn't shoot it great every night, but he brings it every night. He doesn't take plays off. He doesn't take games off. He doesn't take possessions off at all. And I've noticed too, when Stu or JD comes out, Paul Reed comes in and there's usually not any drop off.
No.
Right? He's an extension of those guys when he comes into the game. He doesn't have to work his way into the game. He's not getting pulled as soon as he comes in. Coach talking to him, getting his like it's like passing the baton. Boom. He comes in and he just continues that same energy. Yeah. And offensively, he did just enough. Mm-hmm. He did just enough. Wasn't crazy, but he did just enough. Made just enough plays. Got just enough tap outs, like you said. Just enough offensive rebounds. Just doing all that dirty work. Once again, all these guys are doing the same thing. They're a bunch of dogs off the bench, man. So I love that. Yeah. So I have nothing bad to say about him tonight at all. Like no notes for Paul Reed at all.
I would say, not only if he doesn't drop, if he keeps it, either comes in and keeps it the same, or he comes in and there's a momentum switch.
Right.
Just like Ron can do, just like Javonte can do, but you can almost always count on Paul Reed to just fight.
Yep.
And again, they feed off of each other. So if Paul Reed is diving on the ground for a loose ball, that's showing his teammates like, hey, Paul Reed wants to win, so you better be, matching my level right now.
Right.
It's just so fun.
For sure. Al had a good comment. Other teams go on runs with the 3-ball. Pistons go on runs with their defense. Defense wins championships. Exactly, Al. And that's how we do it here. You've been a fan since, you said 88? You've been a fan since? Yes. That is how we get it done. Like we're building that same, it's the same blueprint.
Yeah.
It's like history repeating itself again. And that's why we're good again. That's how we win here. It's the only way we're going to win here. Doug says, coming back around, says, chemistry, by the way, with you and Sarah is gold. Ain't she so smart? She's so smart. She just adds to the show. You know what I'm saying? Just make it so much better. Got me over here choking on my drink with her jokes and everything. I love it, man. Yeah, y'all give another shout out to Boss, man. She ain't going nowhere no time soon. Like this is, I love what she brings to the show, and you see the love they showing you. So they're gonna keep it. They're gonna keep it stacked. So
appreciate it. I did think of that joke immediately when it happened, so I'm glad that I got to say it because I didn't have anyone to say it to in my house except my dog. So.
They probably tired of you too.
Oh, I won't
be surprised.
Oh gosh, when Cade's dunk happened, I mean, you would have thought that there was an emergency the way they all jumped up the way I screamed. But they're okay. They're fine.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Devin says they are together, just like Junkyard Dogs, just like the Junkyard Dogs back in the day. Right, right. A bunch of Jerome Williams on that bench, man, for sure. Al says yes, 1988 and 46. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you, man. So you remember the Steal by Bird? All that was 88. Steal by Bird, and we should have. Anyway, I'm not gonna do it. You know what I'm talking about, Al. You know what's up. We'll talk about that offline, Al, for sure. Mike says now the next mission is to beat Philly with Embiid. Been punking the Pistons for. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna talk some little NBA Cup stuff before we end it tonight. All right, so guys, let's go ahead and get to the crescendo, as Organic Lindo was saying, and let's go now to Bobi Klintman, guys. So tonight in this game, Bobi Klintman did not score, and he only had one turnover. He took one shot, didn't hit it, no free throws, no threes in 6 minutes. So I'll let you take off first on Bobi, and then I have some things to say about Bobi as well. So you go ahead first.
In my usual optimistic ways, he drew a beautiful charge.
I was going to say that. He gave his body up. Go ahead.
It was, I could tell it was a flared. He helped throw his body back.
Oh yeah, he drew it. He drew it.
Bobi, man, I like Bobi. I see what JB sees in him. I see what he means. I just think that was the wrong time to throw him into the action because we were so in sync on offense. And I think that threw a wrench into it. And then him coming off, we just never got it back. That's kind of when our second quarter downfall happened. Yep. I didn't like his decision making today. Didn't love the shots. didn't like the way he wasn't really moving. He stayed stuck in that corner on offense. Despite the play calls, I feel like Cade and everyone was trying to get him going. And that just shows me that they know what he can do.
Right.
They're trying to get him going. It wasn't working out. The way he gets better is by playing.
Yep.
But like I said, I think it was the timing. I think that's all it was.
Yep.
And this is just too close of a game the whole time. That's why we didn't see Danis. That's why we didn't see Chaz. Even Tolu was there, who I would have loved to see against Drummond.
Yeah.
Or I think he would have actually bodied Bona. But I just think that it just wasn't the right time for Klintman. And it's kind of funny. Like I texted you, I was like, hey, I think, he just needs to get out, take notes, maybe come back in. When they came back, he was out. He never got to come back in.
Coach was like, you definitely not. Yeah.
They're going to watch film. They're going to work on it.
Of course.
So that's kind of where I'm at. It wasn't great, but I don't think it was all on him.
So the first thing that jumped out at me just now, what you said, was the timing. I think last game against the Nets is a great time. And I think that's why he looked better. This is a good basketball team, man. Like, they'll make you pay for your mistakes. If you turn the ball over, you're going to pay for it, right? And I don't think he was ready for this defense offensively. I don't think he was ready for this. He was very shaky to start. He had the ball stripped from him a couple times.
Yeah.
Early in this game. And it was like back-to-back plays. He gave up his body on the charge. That was good to see because, I don't think I've seen that from him too much. I always said I want to see more dog from him. He's got the talent. I just want to see more dog. But he also had a bad foul on the three-point shot.
Yeah.
Bad foul on the three-point shot. And listen, guys, if I'm going to get on Duncan Robinson for doing it, I got to get on everybody else who does it, right? I got on Duncan last game for doing it. I got to get on Bobi this game for doing it. You cannot have those.
Yeah.
You cannot do that, especially when you don't allow room for the shooter to come down, because now it's potential 5-point play possibly. You give them 2 free throws on a flagrant foul, potentially. So you cannot do that. He didn't play good today. He did not play that. He did not play well. But considering this was the second game of his season, right? Because he hasn't played a lot. It's only game 2 for him. We talked about Caris, only played 4 or 5 games, right? This is game 2 for Bobi, who's younger. I'm gonna give him some rope. I'm gonna give him a little bit more rope. He made mistakes. I do see some things he can build off of. It wasn't a lot, but I do see some things he can build off of. He needs the reps.
Yeah.
He needs the reps. Like we always say with guys like Duncan, Caris LeVert, J.I., when he comes back, like we got to give these guys time, especially when a guy hasn't played a lot on the NBA level. He hasn't played a lot, just NBA games, just NBA minutes. He hasn't played a lot of that. So I hope that Stu and Tobias are not out long, but if they are, I do think that we'll see Bobi get better and better and better as he gets more and more and more comfortable. It just was a bad game from him.
Yeah.
And even Cade said last post game, he said that he loves Bobi's game. He said, I love his game. He said he can do so many things well. And he said the Pistons are going to need him this season, especially over the long haul. So he just needs some more time. Yeah. Mario, go ahead.
I just want to address what Mario said. He said at Boss, Bobi needed to be in this game. He needed this type of time. I just disagree. I mean, yes, he needs time, but it was too many mistakes in such a short time. Like I understand giving him the leash, but it was 2 turnovers. I think he only put 1, but he got the ball dribbled out of his hand twice back to back, and the foul, and just not. It was just too much and too little. So yes, he does need this type of time. That's how you improve, of course. But just like anyone else, that it's usually he has barely even had garbage minutes. Like he's just it just hasn't been a balance. And I see why JB did it. And again, it shows that they see something in Bobi. He's doing something that they're like, okay, you're ready. Yep. But thrown into this scenario, he wasn't ready. And so he came out. Yep. I'm not saying that he's gonna, that this is how he plays. He's gonna get another shot. Yep. Like this is how it is. And I mean, he even said that before the game. Coach Bickerstaff said it. Like, we think that that Klintman can fill this, Stu and Tobias both being out. It didn't work out that way. They made adjustments on the fly. They weren't pushing it after he went out. And I think it's not the last we're going to see of him. He's definitely going to improve. He's going to look much better after getting some of these minutes. But against a Sixers team like that, like I do hope not, the Wizards might be a trap game. They're still a good basketball team. They're NBA players, but maybe the Wizards game is a better time and not a fast pace. Right. Like the Sixers.
Against a good defense like this.
Yes.
When you haven't played a lot of NBA basketball at this level. That's a lot to ask. So not making excuses, right? Because we got on him about you can't. Some of the things he did, you just can't do.
Yeah.
I don't care how many minutes you have or have not played, you just can't do that.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm calling that out. But at the same time, we're gonna give these other guys time, and we've done it, and we've seen them get better. Mm-hmm. Same applies to a young guy who has not played a lot in the NBA yet.
And again, I trust that they saw enough to be like, okay, you're ready. I just don't think that even JB was like, at that time we were doing well. When he came in, we had control of the game, and we were outpacing them, and we were playing well. And then they just kind of fed off of some of the mistakes. And the Sixers are just a team that we saw tonight. They also like to move in transition. They're also fast. They also play good defense. So it's just it was a tough ask of Bobi. It didn't go great, but it's definitely not. I don't think it's going to impact what they see in him. Where they see him on our team. Like he's still going to be the go-to guy, I think, behind Tobias and Stu, but maybe just a little bit more time and a little bit different opportunities before he gets thrown in again.
Yeah, I like, now that it's happened, I do think that it happened. That it's a good thing it did happen. Mm-hmm. It wasn't great for him, but it's something he can learn from.
Exactly.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So yeah, I'm okay with it. We got a dub, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, give it time. He'll be all right.
Yep.
Let's get to a couple comments, and then we will move on to some quick NBA Cup talk, and we'll call it night. Doug says, dude's been with you from the beginning when there were like 12 watching. Wow. I remember those days, bro. Those days were tough when I felt like I was talking to myself a lot of time, but you stuck with me, man. I appreciate it. He said, I'm so glad I invested in you as you and now Sarah complete a Pistons night for me. Thank you so much. Of course, man. Hey, listen, bro. You always show support. I remember in the very beginning, Doug was here, guys, when I was trying to build my little channel up, 100 subscribers, trying to do my thing, and Doug was there. So I appreciate you, bro. Yeah, we ain't going nowhere, man. And then Mike says, hey, I'm from Philippines. Hey, what's going on, man? And I have been a Pistons fan since wow, all these 88 fans, man.
I like it.
All these 80. We're gonna do a show one day, a throwback show, guys. Stick around for that soon. A throwback show of the Pistons bad boys and everybody's favorite memories from the past. So you guys stick around for that. That's gonna be coming soon from us. So appreciate you guys' support. All right. So now, guys, let's go ahead and talk about some NBA Cup stuff. NBA Cup, right? So we are officially in full swing with the NBA Cup. So listen, guys, the Pistons now are off to a good start in pool play. They beat the Brooklyn Nets in their first game, right, on Friday. And they are currently now, guys, on track as far as being able to do something that I said was really important as far as the NBA Cup as I pull the schedule up. And that is win your pool play games, right? You have to win your pool play games and finish with the best record in order to advance to the elimination rounds, right? So that's what they got to do. And they're off to a good start. Here's the updated standings. The Pistons right now are in first place in their group. They are 1-0, and they are in position to stay atop their group. The only real threats, guys, to the Pistons at this point are the Sixers and the Magic, who just beat the Sixers, right? So the Magic won their first game, and even though Philly lost the game, the Pistons play the Sixers, on this coming Friday.
Yeah.
So that's the NBA Cup game. And if they can win that game, they can put themselves in good position to come out of that group. So that's going to be a very, very important game. And honestly, guys, like for me personally, I was talking to Boss about this. Coming into tonight's game against Philly.
Hold on, Deuce.
What's up?
Can we pause real quick?
Yeah, what's up?
This guy shout out Pistons Jack.
Yo, my dog. What's up, Jack?
I shout him out before he goes.
What's up, man? We got to have you back on the show too, bro. Hey, I see you guys' new show as well. You and Tom over there, man.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all go check that out. Is it called Pistons Worldwide, I think?
Yeah, Pistons Worldwide. It's at 9 p.m. Eastern on Fridays, guys. Or after we have a game on Friday, it's after. But Tom, everyone knows Korean Pistons fan Tom, and then Pistons Jack are all gonna shout it out, and then they have some fan commentary too. So pretty cool.
Yeah, check them out for sure. One of these days, Jack, we gotta do a show with all of us, the four of us. Yeah. That'd be dope. With Deuce, Boss, Tom, and Pistons Jack. That'll be a litty show, bro. So one of these days, we definitely got to do that. But looking forward to seeing y'all continue to kill it over there, man. Appreciate y'all for sure. For sure. Yeah, man. All right. So guys, but with this NBA Cup, right? Like as far as with tonight's game, because we play Philly again on Friday when it's the NBA Cup game. I told Boss this too. Coming into tonight's game against Philly, I would have been cool if I won't say I would have been cool. I wouldn't have been mad if we lost this game today. It would have ended our streak. But as long as we win the next one, right? As long as we beat them on Friday, because to me that's more important, boss. Like to me, they both count as a regular season game, yes, but that Friday matchup counts as a regular season game and a pool play game. That could determine who advances to the elimination round. Whoever's got the best record in this group is gonna go to the elimination round. So to me, I'd have been like, if we lose today and then win that one, cool. I just don't want to win this one and then lose that one. That's what I was worried about. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. I mean, there's still that possibility, but because you did talk about it, because I would want to talk about tonight's game where it's like, well, I don't really care what happens as long as we win on Friday. Like, well,
I didn't say I didn't care.
True. Or you're just like, oh, I'd rather, okay, that's true.
Did I?
I'd rather lose today than lose on Friday. Fair.
Yeah.
More team. Why not both?
Okay.
And I don't think that we're going to, especially after tonight's matchup, we're not going to underestimate them on Friday.
Right.
And I know they'll have Embiid and stuff, but I think we've gotten enough feel for it. They're going to be a tough team on Friday. Either way, whether we won or lost tonight, they're going to be a tough team on Friday.
Right.
So I'm excited. I do agree that the Magic are a threat. The Sixers, lost one. Boston is 1-1. 2. So right now we lead, and then the Magic are right behind us. Those. I mean, any team could really turn it up except the Nets. But
Let's. I'm gonna pull it back up here too, so everybody can see it.
Yeah, but the Sixers, they will be tough on Friday.
Yep.
But I'm not necessarily worried. I think that I'm kind of glad that we got to play them tonight, because I was in the same boat as you did, because we do like to learn as a team. Like, we definitely learn from our mistakes fast. So I feel like if they did decide, or they did lose tonight, I would definitely have faith of us winning on Friday. I still definitely have that faith. It's just gonna be a battle, because the Sixers are gonna want revenge too. Is that a home game for us?
Let's see. It doesn't look like it. Nope, that's a road game. See what I'm saying? So like, they're gonna have a chip on their shoulder because we just beat them, and we were just barking on their court. They ain't going to lose two in a row at home.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I kind of have a feeling Tobias may be back, or at least Stu. Stu was day to day today, guys. If you didn't know that, he was day to day. He wasn't listed as out right away. So they could just like, we gonna need them. We could have some weapons if all they have is Embiid to bring back, who I think it was Mike. Someone else said like Drummond was almost worse than Embiid, because Embiid is on a minutes restriction as well. Facts. So we'll just see how it goes. We beat them without our guys tonight. We might have some guys back. Yeah. We know not to put Bobby in to throw it off.
For real, shots fired. Boom, 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 pa, 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 pa. But no, I think right now, because these games are too important.
Right.
These games are too important. But this is not an experimental.
But we wouldn't have known that
had he not played tonight.
Exactly.
Exactly. 100%.
We love you, Bobby. You're gonna do.
Oh, for sure. Listen, I'm supposed to be meeting with his mom at a game in the next week or so. So I don't want her mad at me, but I still gotta call it like it is. Y'all know me. I'm gonna call it like it is, man. Y'all know I love Bobby, but hopefully
can't be fake.
No, we can't. We don't. No, we can't. We can't, man. Because y'all will call us out if we were. Y'all know it's too well to know when we keep in the stack anyway. So no, we ain't gonna do that to y'all. We ain't gonna do that to y'all.
I'm curious to see who the Magic have next. I'm curious to see the other matchups. It makes me like, because we have the Sixers next in our cup. I think we play the Magic last.
Do we? Okay.
I think we play the Magic last of all these, which is kind of
okay. Yeah, that'll be interesting. So like, it's gonna be interesting. So like, if we win against the Magic, if we beat the Magic, the Celtics,
we do play them last.
Yeah, we do. So if we can win those 3 games on Friday and then November 26th and the 28th, we win our group.
Yeah.
Because we will have beaten everybody else and we will have been the only undefeated team. If we lose one, we need somebody else to lose.
Yeah.
Right? Or we got to be ahead on points. So if we win out, the points don't matter because we will have beaten everybody else. Go ahead.
If we win on Friday too, we got to try to win by more than 3. I'm glad we pulled out this win tonight, but we want to try to win by more because technically we're that chart said we had 125 points and they had 123, the Magic, but we have 5 more in point differential. We have plus 18, plus 13. So that matters a lot too.
Facts.
So, and I mean, the Sixers aren't going to give it up lightly. It's going to be tough. But if it's like tonight, it's going to be fun. Another fun game. As long as it's fun. And I really like the way we played tonight, because even I was thinking like, well, at the end, I really want us to win. But I was like, even if we lose this, like this was a hard fought.
Exactly.
It wasn't a we look terrible. They're ugly, yucky game like we've had a couple.
Yeah, wasn't no stinker. Yeah,
right. So
for sure.
But this is just the confidence that we needed. So
yeah,
I'm excited for it. I'm pumped.
Yeah, and we got to win throughout all of it. So I love it, man. So guys, we are going to keep an eye on the NBA Cup standings and around the league, and we'll keep you guys updated with the graphics as we always do. But guys, that is a wrap for the show tonight. So up next for the Pistons, guys, is a home matchup against the Washington Wizards tomorrow night. Got a back-to-back. But even though it's a back-to-back, I know Boss was saying it could be a trap game. Even without Tobias potentially or Stu, we should still win this game. I'm expecting guys tomorrow to be on here with you guys celebrating a 7-game winning streak. I don't want to hear no excuses. The Washington Wizards, we're better than them. Go home, take care of your business, keep this streak going. That's what I'm looking forward to. That's what I expect. So you got anything else, boss?
No, I'm just ready for more Pistons basketball. I'm excited for tomorrow night. And then and we got Friday. We got one in between, right?
I don't think so. I think we have like
3-day break.
We usually have 2 days off after a back-to-back. Usually.
Yeah,
get a little break.
3 days because we're playing Friday, Monday.
Oh,
Monday,
you mean in between then? I'm not sure. That's a good question.
Yeah,
maybe check and help us out.
I think we do. I think we have a 3-day break.
Okay. Hey, shoot. I'll take it.
Wow.
I'll take that. I mean, it'll be a great way to look at some film and get ready for that big game on Friday. So hopefully they do. Yes. Outtro says we do not. We got the Bulls on Wednesday. Yikes.
Oh.
Yikes. Yikes.
Okay. Whatever. They haven't looked good since was it?
Oh, since Giddy was pretty much since Hunter had Giddy doing the gritty, pretty much. Yeah. Tripping over his feet.
That's our revenge game. Ooh, that's our revenge game.
Man, Petey said we should spank the Bulls.
Confident, and that's at home too.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. Well, it'll have us tuned up for that game on Friday, then. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Al says, "Great show, guys. My first time watching. I'll be tuning in from now on. Appreciate it, Al. Yeah. Hey, great comments too. Great chat messages, man. Now I know you're an old school fan. We're gonna be throwing some more little nuggets in there from the old school for sure. So
I started watching in 04, but I've done my research. Huge,
for sure.
Ask for I want my Vinnie Johnson jersey for Christmas this year.
Yeah, you won't hear that name too often unless you know your history for sure. Yeah. Microwave for sure. So yeah, guys, we will end it there. We appreciate you guys showing up and showing out as you guys always do. Once again, I thank you guys for showing us that support, the kind words, all that stuff. We're going to continue to do the best we can to bring you guys quality content. So everybody, be safe on this Sunday night. Go Lions, go Pistons. Got a double dub. We'll take it. Yeah. And with that, we will see you guys on the next episode tomorrow night. So y'all know the drill, man. Detroit versus everybody. See y'all tomorrow night. Peace.
Rewind 2021. There was a parade in my city. #1 pick dancing in the street. Everybody was hitting the gritty. Cade arrived in the D, and it was live as can be. They can ball, but we didn't want Green, Mobley, or Scotty B. No when he got hurt, everyone lost it. Storylines leaking, no faucet. Caught him washed when he broke his tibia. All the haters, time to get it ready, Everybody wanna be Skip Bayless. Wanna throw shade, okay, say less. Dudes went #1 for a reason. It'll click by the end of the season. When he wins most improved player. Gonna be a movie, here's the trailer. Don't say I didn't try to warn ya. Co-signed by Win Benyama.
Cade Cunningham.
He was raised a Texan, but now he's Detroit flexing. Team USA, he was killing them. Got him effed up, let me quote Eminem. Nowadays, everybody wanna talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips. That's a bunch of gibberish and money lovers act like they forgot about Cade. Nowadays, everybody wanna talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips. That's a bunch of gibberish and money lovers act like they forgot about Cade. Forgot about Cade. They forgot about Cade. Forgot about how you forget about Cade.